the finish line. Check the radio, the pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's race day. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky.
And welcome back to 2021. It's the Oxford Series Double here at Oxford Plains Raceway. I'm Mike James from Eastbound Park. I got my good buddy from Petty Raceway, Jesse Thompson. Jesse, how you doing tonight, bud?
Great to be here with you, Mike. It's been a while since I've seen some racing, so great to be up here in the booth checking out the great racing here at Oxford Plains.
We got a big show tonight, double 75s. We were come up with some names for this because Tim didn't have a sponsor. So if you're out there and you're a sponsor that would like to get into the action here in the TCM special events for the league play, check out timscorner.ca and shoot them up. Grab yourself some sponsorship on some of these races, some huge viewerships. And I'm sure tonight it's going to be well packed on the Facebook streams, YouTube, on Vidane TV. If you're out there, let us know where you're calling for, or where you're watching from and who you're cheering for. We want to know. We'll be checking in throughout the evening on Facebook and the chatterbox. But Jesse, we are going to get set to go here. We had qualifying on the board right now. We are going to be taking the top 8. We're going to see 3 qualifiers. We're going to take 3 from then. And then we're going to talk to Tim after the heat races to find out how many will actually be in the Last Chance Romance qualifiers.
So what you basically need to know, fans, it's going to be a big field tonight for these double-doubles. It's going to be a lot of cars here on the racetrack, and Oxford is going to prove to live up to its name. It's going to have some close racing here, so you're going to want to be tuned in for that. Double-doubles here tonight.
Yeah, 75 laps will be on the board. We're tuning in right now onto the qualifier. The number 1 car on the track right now, Richard Drake, a.k.a. Rational Richard Drake. The 141 machine is the top of the poll right now as we count down the qualifying. A minute and a half, just over a minute and a half left to go here. But Richard, Ashton Tucker, John Fitzpatrick, Chris Roma, Dave Cassidy, Keith McClellan, Jason Goss from Newfoundland, Cody Moorcraft, your top 8 so far. Jesse, any favorites here tonight, bud?
Well, I mean, you got to look at Ashton Tucker right now. A 14.658 is his best time so far. He's very good behind the wheel of a super late model, but Richard Drake really showing them how it goes here tonight. He's looking strong early on. We'll see how this thing shakes out.
I think the 41 machine of Jason Goss has something for us tonight. He's had some good runs. He had to come up through traffic in the first couple of races, so we'll see what he has for us. But another favorite outside of Newfoundland, because I can't be biased, but another Islander boy, the 78 machine, John Fitzpatrick, looked really sharp at the beginning of the season here as we move into 2021, the second half of the TCM special event series. So it'll be interesting. A lot of stout drivers come up through. Matthew Barkhouse, another player, not showing a qualifying time for Matthew Barkhouse right now. But himself and Ashton Tucker have been back and forth throughout the whole series. They are two to watch as well.
And I want to give a shout out to Keith McClellan. It's been a while since I've turned laps at any track on iRacing, but getting to tune in here tonight, and I remember when I first got started, Keith McClellan was just getting started as well, and he was strong right off the bat a number of years ago, and he's been strong ever since here on the service, so tonight should be no different for car number 30.
I believe Brett Suggs is in there. He is qualified in 4th position as we count down the final seconds. Native from North Carolina, so he's one of the lone soldiers from the USA. Also duly noted, Chantel Pottle representing the ladies here tonight. So all you ladies tuning in to the stream, give Chantel a shout. She's in the 05 machine. She's from Conception Bay North, Newfoundland. So we'll see what she has for us. She had a pretty wild ride there before Christmas, made it into the last chance qualifier right at the nick at the end there. So we are getting set, Jesse. It is about time. 3 heat race qualifiers going to be on the board, and we are going to set Jason Goss, the 41 machine. He will be on the pole with Wade Craswell in the 67 machine to the outside, Jess.
And it's going to be Daniel Veach in the 29, Campbell Delaney in the 9 car on the outside of row number 2.
54 machine of Nick Pachier on the outside, or in the inside of row number 3. Johnny Byron in the 157 to the outside in position number 6.
Then we got Jake Scrivens in the 4 car here tonight. Seeing Craig Tully here as well in car number 5. Should be a good night here tonight, getting ready for some qualifiers here at Oxford Plains Speedway.
We are going to take the top 3 here in heat race number 1, but Craig Tully not showing on the board just yet. Still on pit road. Hopefully the 5 machine does make it to the show. We'll see him just enter here now shortly as we get set here. A little bit of a delay here. Usually we're about doing some laps here, so not sure what's on the go here. But we'll see what happens here as they put up a couple laps here for heat race number 1.
So it should be a good field here tonight. You got a couple of really stout Bandolero drivers here making some super late model starts here. Got a couple of late model sportsman drivers here. All in all, just a really stellar field here tonight. Very excited, Mike, to see this race in here. It's going to be 12 laps for this one.
12 laps, top 3.
So if you just tuned in once again, just want to thank everybody for tuning in. And here on a TCM special event night here on iRacing, once again, Oxford Plains Raceway hosting the Oxford Series Double-Double here tonight. 75 laps, and then we're going to go 75 again here this evening.
There for a minute, I thought that my screen was frozen, unlike being at a real racetrack, Jesse. I was like, is there an error going on here? But now they are 12 laps, like you said, on the board. Top 3 going to go, so we're going to be keeping an eye on position number 3. Unfortunately, for the other ones, if they do not make the heat race here, they will go into the last chance qualifiers, which we'll find out from Tim how many we will take from the final 2 qualifiers.
Just refreshing the stream here, just getting going a little bit. There we go. Cars are rolling here on the racetrack. Jason Goss, Wade Craswell, row number 1. Once again, Daniel Veach and Campbell Delaney, row number 2. Some beautiful looking race cars here in behind the pace truck. Pace truck pulls off. Goss with a good run. Green flag in the air. Heat race number 1.
Yeah, Goss with the jump, but looks like Daniel Vitch is around. Believe they are going to call the yellow on this.
Looks like, from my point of view, Goss might have got a little antsy there on the start. Maybe Vitch didn't expect them to be starting in that part of the racetrack. Roll it back a little bit here and just see what happens here. 29 car.
And we'll probably see Paul Strickland from Ray's Energy Drink jump in here.
Bringing in the experts, as you were saying there, Mike. Appreciate that. Gonna take a look at the Ray's Energy Drink instant replay. Check out repsports.com. Use the promo code VIDANETV for 15% off. That's some good stuff. They've got 10 flavors, and you can see 29 car just kind of spins the tires on the start there. Gets a little bit of a bump there from the 54 car. Sends them on around. Kind of a lazy spin. Just grabs a gear, spins her on around, points her in the right direction. No harm, no foul there for the RBR driver there, Daniel Vitch in the 29. Gonna have to restart in 7th, but still gonna have plenty of this race to get going up towards the front. Try and make this big show.
So, Jesse, we did not get to see the 5 machine of Craig Tully as he was still on pit road. So maybe some service with the internet, or not sure what's quite on to go with the 5 machine. But he is not going to make the heat race number 1 here.
Tully, I'm sure, very anxious and very excited to get going once again. Want to give a shout out there to Nick Potier. Man, he just barely touched the spinning 29 car, but was just able to get woed up on the brakes there on the start and avoid some real serious damage for the 54. So once again, under caution here, trying to get started in this one, but minor spin going to keep us under caution momentarily.
Single file still as they get everything lined up here. That's going to bring us to the halfway point for the heat race here. So it's going to be a little bit of a shootout. Jason Goss has shown his cards a little bit early with that huge jump. So we'll see what the 41 machine and the DC Auto team has for us on this next restart as we get to the halfway point. As now they double up, Jesse, we are going to go back to race, and lights are out on that pace truck as Goss is going to lead him around. Craswell on the outside, Campbell Delaney, Nick Potier in row 2. Keep an eye on the inside, the 9 car, Campbell or Nick Potier on the bottom of 54. That is the 109. Sorry, Campbell Delaney there on the bottom.
Green flag this time. They were a little bit jumped up in there on the start, but Goss getting going once again. Campbell Delaney on the move now, up to the 2nd spot. Craswell looking to try and work his way back underneath, but here comes John Byron in the 157 car.
And Nick Potier is looking to try to come up, but we got side-by-side action as and Jake Scrivens to the back are battling back for that position. But the real important one with 5 laps to go here is going to be Wade Craswell with John Byron on the outside looking in, and you see a little bit of a crossover there.
A little bit of contact there, traded a little bit of paint. Here comes the 67 car. Craswell back to 2nd now, running the Travis Benjamin line here at Oxford Plains, and he's now 2nd, but Goss in his own zip code with just a handful of laps to go.
Postal code, zip code, 2.8 second gap right now on the 67 machine of Wade Craswell. Campbell Delaney is the one we're going to be looking at here for the transfer spot. John Byron in the 157 on the outside, applying a little pressure with 2 laps to go. Jesse, this could get heated.
Goss out front and really trying to seal this one up, but the battle continues to be for 2nd. Craswell car looking a little bit tight on corner exit. Campbell Delaney there in the 109 really trying to reel him in. John Byron there in the 157. Goss going to go to victory lane. Craswell going to come home 2nd. Campbell Delaney, your top 3.
And unfortunately for the rest of the field, the 157 machine of John Byron in 4th. 5th position, Nick Potier, and the 6th position, Daniel Vitch, and Jake Scrivens going to move on over to the last chance for romance, little LCQ qualifier a little bit later in the program. But we are getting set for heat race number 2. 12 laps are going to be thrown up on the board once again, Jesse, and sitting on the pole on this one is going to be the 21 machine of Roger Down, and he'll have the 17 machine, the RBR car, Brad Hayes to the outside.
beautiful looking race car for car number 17 here tonight. Corey Hallett in the inside of row number 2. Derek Gates to the outside, and Newfoundland's own Chantel Pottle in the 05 car. And then we got Cadence Frizzle and Matthew Barkhouse. He'll be one to watch in car number 15 here tonight.
Yeah, not sure what happened in the qualifier. Matthew Barkhouse did not post up. Usually we do not see the 15 machine in the qualifiers or in the heat races, so he's going to have to battle right from the back and try to make it in here, but without going to an LCQ. So we'll see what the 15 machine. It is one of the stout drivers here in the league. He is in the top 2, so keep an eye on that 15 to the rear of the field to see what happens here. But a couple stout drivers here, not familiar 100% with a lot of Brad Hayes, seen quite often. Chantel Pottle has been pretty strong. She's got a lot of iRaces under her belt.
Roger Down in the 21, running some former Courtney Barton colors on the 21 here tonight. Brad Hayes once again in the 17. Corey Hallett in the 57. Derek Gates in the Scott Kelly lookalike, the 024 here tonight. Top 4 are going to be pretty strong, but back of the field here going to be strong as well. We're getting ready to go green here. Pace truck going to pull into the infield. Roger Downs, Brad Hayes in row number 1. Green flag in the air.
Great jump by Roger Down and Brad Hayes on the outside right now, which is going to open the door for the 57 of Corey Hallett as he sneaks up into P2. A lot of side-by-side action in the midpoint as Chantel Pottle to the inside hits a little bit of that lip. That is one of the technical situations here at Oxford. That inside lip, if you get a little bit too tight, it could knock you out.
And you really want to have the grip here at Oxford, and grip is what the 21 has got right now. Roger Downs holding on to the lead in this one. Battle now for second. Corey Hallett. And the Archives Auto Clinic number 17 of Brad Hayes in the 3rd spot, but closing in for second.
Down going to come around for lap number 4 as we count them down here. 8 to go here with Matthew Barkhouse trying to get around Chantel Pottle. That is going to be one to watch here as Barkhouse. Oh, and there's contact between the 05 machine and Matthew Barkhouse. A little aggressive. Tried to come up to the field, a little frustration for the 15 for missing the qualifier, and now having to battle out into the heat race. He is on the hammer right now. Matthew Barkhouse looking in front. I'm sure Chantel Pottle was not excited about that contact.
What a move for the Celtic Air Services number 15, Barkhouse. Like you said, not used to being in these qualifiers. He's got to get up on the wheel. Only one position left to go if he wants to lock himself into the field. Barkhouse really trying to reel in Derek Gates in the 24.
Brad Hayes in the RBR car. He is on the inside with Derek Gates on the outside looking in. So we are going to keep an eye on position number 3 as 5 to go here. Roger Down with lots of clean air, lots of real estate out front as Corey Hallett and Brad Hayes battle for that position number 2. Lots of gap right now between Derek Gates and Brad Hayes. About almost a full second there. So this is not good for Matthew Barkhouse as we count down these laps. These 12 laps we are going to go pretty fast. 4 to go here, Jesse. Without that caution, this could be difficult for Matthew Barkhouse, and he could land himself in an LCQ.
Gates got pretty loose there off turn 4 just a lap or 2 ago. Barkhouse was able to work his way underneath into the final transfer spot. Now Barkhouse now going to try and work his way towards the front of the field.
Barkhouse now in the hunt right now. Hammer down. The 15 machine, this is going to be a tight one as he throws down now with some clean air as he got around Derek Gates, like you said, in the 24 machine. Lots of clean air for him to try to pick it up. He is going to close that gap with 2 to go here. White Silk will be coming out for Roger Down in the 21 just momentarily, but it's going to be wild final lap as Matthew Barkhouse throws it in there. But it's going to be Brad Hayes in the 17 trying to hold it on for the next 3 corners. Oh, baby.
So checkers in the air this time. Now Roger Down going to come away with the win. Corey Hallett going to hold on for second. Brad Hayes all over the back bumper and holds on for third. Matthew Barkhouse, Derek Gates, Cadence Frizzell, and Chantel Pottle in car number 05 going to round out the field.
I've been doing quite a bit of these TCM special events throughout the whole 2020, 2021 now, and I've yet to see Matthew Barkhouse in an LCQ, so it should be an interesting last chance for romance later on. But we are set for heat race number 3. We will be taking the top 3 into the main event. And on the pole right now, Jesse, the 80 of Cody Moorcraft, and on his outside, his partner in crime, the 38 machine of Travis Roma.
Row number 2, we'll see Ted Woolridge in the 56, Mark Williams in the Johnny Clark lookalike number 42 here tonight. Conrad Murphy inside row number 3, Todd Tufts to the outside, and the 23, Joey Steers, going to round out the field.
A lot of nice looking cars, a lot of time spent in the paint booth. I'm certain some of these cars spent a bit of time over the Christmas season getting prepped for the 2021 season as we look in, and the beautiful RBR 38 of Travis Roma, the 42 machine of Mark Williams. A lot of prep gone into these cars, a lot of laps turned, a lot of setup on these cars as well.
Looking to the outside now, Travis Roma is going to be the one to watch here on this start. I'm sure that 38 car, a little bit sleeping on the start there. Moorcraft going to get going. Green flag in the air, and Roma already going to jump to the inside now of car number 80.
Really important for the 38 machine of Travis Roma to tuck into the bottom. Very difficult to start on the outside in some of these restarts or the starts of iRacing. So. But the 56 not taking advantage, but Tam Woolridge is in the transfer spot, and the 89 of Conrad Murphy working on the back of that 56.
Woolridge now running some mini cup races last season outside of the simulator, and now he's trying to prove that he's got what it takes to put super late model in victory lane tonight. He's in the final transfer spot, but all over the back bumper of the Roma Brothers Racing number 38.
Now, question for you, Jesse. Have you actually been in the simulator and turned some of these cars?
Personally, I haven't been in quite some time. I've actually been doing a lot of sports car racing lately, but always good to see some super late models here, especially at Oxford. Man, if you think that it's just getting in there and turning the wheel and hitting the gas, you've got something to learn. It is a workout here for these cars. You really got to have a setup, and you really got to wheel these cars.
Hell no. I mean, I got in one of these cars for the first time this Christmas with the number 11 team, Phil Fowler, and I can tell you a lot of respect for these drivers. The amount of time that goes into the setups and the amount of laps that these guys are turning, even outside of the main event. So a little bit of pressure right now from the 38 machine on that 38 looking for position. Wants that big spot for the main event. They will be starting past row number 4 because we took the top 8 from qualifying. But the 38 machine put a little bit of pressure now on that 80 of Cody Moorcraft as he sneaks up there. 5 laps to go, Jesse. This could get wild here as the 38 does drop to the bottom, and we got ourselves a new leader.
Moorcraft gonna have to relegate himself to third. Woolridge now to second. Roma out front in car number 38, second generation driver wheeling the super late model tonight. Moorcraft caught a little bit of the curb there, and from what I've learned in my time in sports car racing, you catch the curb the wrong way and you can bend something in the suspension and not even realize it, and your car will be off, and that may be a little bit what happened to car number 80 here tonight.
We've seen some drivers in this league actually use it to their advantage, trying to get a little bit extra bite in the corners. Not something that I'd want to try because the inside here, the inside lane here at Oxford is very unpredictable. But we have white silk out right now for the 38 machine of Travis Roma. Tam Woolridge putting a little bit of pressure there, but keep an eye on the 89 machine of Conrad Murphy trying to get past the 80, and he's going to slide it into the wall, but not just enough. Not enough. He's going to end up in the LCQ. But your top 3 going on to the main event: the 38 machine of Travis Roma, 56 of Tam Woolridge in P2, and P3 Cody Moorcraft in the 80.
And you'd be amazed for all the room that you've got here at Oxford, how quick that wall can come and bite you. And we saw that Conrad Murphy coming to the finish line, got a little bit loose, overcorrected, and right into the outside wall. So he'll have to relegate himself to the last chance qualifier. Luckily, with the simulator, he's able to just fire it up and get back going again, and we'll see what happens here for these drivers. 25 laps the distance for the last chance race.
Now, hopefully we'll get to speak to Tim Terry. Maybe he'll bang on the door here in the announcer booth and drop in for a quick second. But before we get to talk to Tim on how many we're going to go to the main on this one, we are going to grid him here for 25 laps, like you said. Johnny Byron on row number 1 on the inside. He's got the 15 machine of Matthew Barkhouse to the outside.
In row number 2, we'll see Conrad Murphy. Once again, just saw him in the last race there. He'll be in the 89 car. Nick Potier back in the 54. Row number 3, you're going to see Derek Gates, in the 24, and Joey Sires in the 23 as cars get rolled.
On the inside of row number 4, Daniel Vitch in the 29 machine. He's going to have Cadence Frizzell in the 196. Row number 5, the 42 machine of Mark Williams. The 4 machine of Jake Scrivens to the outside. And completing the field before we get to talk to Tim, Chantel Pottle in the 05 and Todd Tufts in the 72. You didn't knock this time, Tim. How rude.
I knocked. You must not have heard. We are taking 9 from this B feature. So we are taking 9. There are 13 that are on the grid. I don't see Craig Tully on the grid. So that'll be 12. So we're taking 9. So 3 will be headed to the house early and headed to the second feature to get some laps in ahead of their competitors.
Well,
so for the time being, those 3 drivers will, whoever they will be at the end of these 25 laps, going to head to the concession stand to check out the 75 lapper. But we'll find out here in just a moment. Green flag in the air, Byron and Barkhouse on the hammer.
And looks like Barkhouse hung out to dry. A little bit of contact, and Barkhouse is going to come around. He got into the 89 of Conrad Murphy. Yellow flag is going to come out, but man, oh man, this is not the night for one of our top leaders here in the league, the Celtic Air 15, Matthew Barkhouse. But that's going to bring in our play-by-play replay from Ray's Energy Drink. My good bud, Showtime, Paul Strickland Jr.
That would be me indeed. We're going to take a look. You can see the 15 gets caught on the outside here, outside Connor Murphy, and it looks like a little bit of wheel hop. Doesn't even look like there was much contact there. You can see he's very out of shape on that line, and just it looks like the back end of that car just kind of spun right around. We'll take one more quick look at it here. Doesn't look like there was much contact. It just looks like okay, there it is. A little bit of contact. Not a whole lot. A little bit of a lazy spin. Everybody does a great job going inside and outside, so no damage or anything like that on the 15 car. So that's good news for the Barkhouse fans out there on YouTube and on Facebook. And I just want to let everybody know to let us know where you're watching from. We'll try and give you a shout out throughout the night in both the Facebook chat as well as the YouTube chat. We really do appreciate you guys welcoming us back into your homes here in the 2021 season.
Caution comes out here in the last chance qualifier. John Byron leading the field so far. We are counting caution laps just to help keep the show going. A lot of racing here tonight. Nick Potier in second. Derek Gates there in third. Derek did hit the wall trying to avoid that incident on the backstretch, so we'll see if the 24 car going to push a little bit possibly with that damage, or maybe going to help turn a little better for the 24 car.
For those tuning in at home that are not familiar with iRacing, these cars are very finicky. They get into the wall, and you know, just like in real life, little tap there could knock out the suspension and could ruin a night for one of these drivers.
Drivers getting doubled up now. John Byron, Nick Potier on row number 1. Derek Gates, Joey Stires, row number 2. Daniel Vitch and Mark Williams on the outside of row number 3. Hopefully see Mark work his way up through the field. He's always a strong competitor in car number 42. Pace truck gonna pull up. Byron on the hammer. Green flag back in the air.
And great restart from our leaders there. Nick Potier tucking in now, and he's got Derek Gates to the inside. But a lot of side by side.
In turn number 1 and 2, sorry to cut you off, but Mark
42.
Williams, a little bit of contact there for the 42. He'll keep going. Green flag stays out, not the night the 42 car wanted to have.
Well, hopefully a caution comes out for him and he's able to maintain composure here throughout this final 25 lap. Chance for him to get into the mains, but he's at the two machine of Mark Williams checking out into the outfield looking for a double-double, but did not work out for him. No caution drawn, like he said. Still green flag action with 9 laps to go, but look at Matthew Barkhouse coming up on the inside. Making a move on the 196 machine of Cadence Frizzell. Matthew Barkhouse is the man on the move. Little slide job coming out of the corner for the 15 machine.
Celtic Air Ford of Matthew Barkhouse working his way through the field. Conrad Murphy up to the final transfer spot now in the black number 89 car. But out front, it's all John Byron. Derek Gates having a good run, even with that contact to the outside wall in turn number 2.
John Byron in the 157 picking up almost a full second of clean air right now on Derek Gates. About 0.8 of a second as he maintains his lead. Here on lap number 12, we're getting close to the halfway mark. The 157 machine, the SRT, John Byron out front. Nick Pache trying to come up on the back of Derek Gates now to close that gap to give him a battle for position number 2.
And we'll keep an eye on the relative here, see if Mark Williams can close in at all. In car number 42, we'll check a little bit further back. Don't see him working his way towards the back of the field. Still a little bit of way to go for car number 42. Matthew Barkhouse making a move now on the 29, Daniel Vitch. And that's another spot for car number 15 up to the top 5.
Yeah, Matthew Barkhouse not too happy with the situation that he's got, but one thing that the 15 machine will probably enjoy here is he's spun quite a few laps here now. He is actually going to have about 37 laps over our top 8 qualifiers from earlier on for time trials. So what we've seen in the past, some of these drivers that actually went through the last chance and the heat races actually got a quick peek at what to expect in the main event. So could be an advantage for the 15 as he applies pressure now on the 54 machine of Nick Pache. He wants to go right to the top. He is looking for position now for the main event. Every single one that he picks off right now is going to be another play in the main event.
And the question is, for a driver like Matthew Barkhouse, as we see the caution come out, he's already up to 4th. We are taking the top 9, so he's solidly into the show. But does he want to push any further and save the equipment possibly, or really try and get a good starting spot? I mean, I'm not a driver, so I'm sure these drivers really want each and every position that they can get.
That's going to bring in our friends from Ray's Energy Drink for some replay with my good bud Paul. Paul, how are you doing, bud?
I'm doing all right. How you doing there?
You eating some beef jerky over there?
Eating a little bit of beef jerky, drinking some Ray's Energy Drink, and after maybe halfway through the second race, we're going to drink some of the hyper sleep that Ray's Energy actually has to offer. It's got that melatonin in it, so it helps you sleep. You probably shouldn't mix the two together. But
does not make sense.
But that's how we get down here if it ain't TV. But you can see right here, Jake Scrimmins, the 4-car, a little bit of contact with the 42. Mark Williams saw him get a little bit jammed up earlier on. Just kind of gets him a little bump and kind of sends him right off into the sand pit, going down into the beach, looking for a double-double down there. But a little bit of damage on that car. He's still going to have to, actually it looks like he's going to reset down to the pits and end the night. So may very well be getting ready to do some practice for the second 75 lapper here tonight on Vidane TV.
Well, it's going to bring it into a little bit of a shootout here as we count down the laps there as they're preparing now to double them up. John Byron, Derek Gates on row number 1, Pache and Barkhouse in row number 2. Lights are out on the pace truck. We are going to go back. Oh, no, lights are still on as they bring them around. Going to bring it down to 4 laps to go here. Big position right now. Mark Williams finds himself in 9th position, so he is on the inside with Chantel Pottle, the lone lady here tonight, in position number 10. She is on the outside looking in.
We got Todd Tuff stopped on the backstretch in car number 72. We'll see what's going on with that at the moment. Lights still on the pace truck. Once again, John Byron, and Tuff's going to get going once again, probably moving to the rear of the field in car number 72. Todd has a lot of experience, a lot of real-world experience in late model competition, sportsman, and some super late model events. 72 car looking to try and pick up a couple of positions here with just a handful of laps to go. See if he can make his way into the first 75 lapper of tonight's double-double.
Well, Green Flag is going to come back with a couple of laps here, but all the ladies out there, give Chantel Pottle a shout as she tries to make it into the big show. She is on the outside now. She's on the inside in position. Joey Steers checked out. He is in position number 10, but a lot of action at the tail here as Pottle throws it in there against the 196 machine of Cadence Frizzell as she tries to pick up that 8th spot. She wants to go in, and Cadence Frizzell is going around, and we got white silk. We are going to go to checkers here, Jesse. No caution. That's
they
gonna
are
put...
really going at it. John Byron coming away with the win in this one, but the Conrad Murphy and Mark Williams teams not going to be too happy with one another. And we got cars all over the place here in this one.
They're going to get out of their cars and start running. They're just going to dump their car and start running to the checkers. But looking at this, what a mess.
Yes, what a mess indeed. Looking at the results here, John Byron coming away with the win in this one in this last chance race. And that's going to put him in the big show. And now it's time for the big show indeed. The first of two 75-lap feature event.
Well then. And no messing around here, Jesse. They are going to go right into said 70 laps are going to be on the board, and they are gridding already. And look at that. The pole setter here tonight in the qualifier earlier on is the 141 machine. It is Rational Richard Drake in the pole. 02 of Ashton Tucker to the outside in the beautiful 2 machine.
Row number 2, we'll see John Fitzpatrick in car number 78. Brett Suggs, a North Carolina resident, in outside row number 2. Chris Roma in the 83 car, and the 13 of Dave Cassidy going to round out row number 3.
On the inside of row number 4, Daddy Mac, Keith McClellan in the 30 machine. He's going to have Ryan Twinham, our final top 8 qualifiers from earlier on. On the inside of row number 5, the 41 machine, Jason Goss taking his heat race winner number 1. He'll have Roger Down in the 21 machine to P10 on the outside.
Just outside row number 5 will be the 38 of Travis Roma now. Wade Craswell was strong in his heat race. He'll be 12th. Corey Hallett, Tanton Woldridge, and Campbell Delaney, your top 15.
Next up, the 17 machine of Brad Hayes. He's going to have the 80 of Cody Moorcraft, the 157 machine of John Byron, Nick Potier, and look at that, in position number 20, rounding out your top 20, Matthew Barkhouse from the LCQ is going to land in the P20.
Derek Gates looking to have a good run here tonight in the Scott Kelly colors. Daniel Vitch in the 29. Chantel Pottle making the show in the 05. Conrad Murphy just squeaking through to the main event. Cadence Frizzell and Joey Steers, row number 13. Off turn number 4 this time. Richard Drake going to lead the field to the green.
Full field, 26 in the field, but it looks like Ryan Twinham and Joey Steers are on pit road right now. So we have 24 on the tarmac, but it's going to be single file for our top 2, but big battle out there for P4 as the 83 machine of Chris Roma has the 30 machine on the tail with the, I believe that is the 33 machine of Brett Suggs.
And here comes the Bud Light number 30, Keith McClellan working his way up to the inside. Now a little bit further back, Jason Gauze, your heat winner, working his way through. And that beautiful number 41 car, the Primer Gray Chevrolet, going to work his way forward.
A little DC auto action from Torrey Goss, now picking up a couple spots. Like you said, P8, but a lot of single file at the front. Still a few battles to the mid-pack. Side-by-side action back there as they now feather out single file. But 4 laps completed, and still plenty to go here, Jesse.
Good crowd here tonight. Conrad Murphy already on his way forward. A little bit further back in the 89. Saw him work to the outside in the 89 car. And wow, what a field we've got here. And they're single file so far. Maybe a couple of side-by-side battles here in the Oxford Plains double-double.
Fastest car on the track with a 15:08 Rational Richard Drake in the 141 machine. He is your current leader with the Laker News on the hood, representing the Laker News out of Nova Scotia. Bit of a gap, almost 4/10 of a second right now on the 2 machine of Ashton Tucker.
And Ashton Tucker, really strong in super late models this season, became a back-to-back winner of the 250 at Speedway 660. Had a lot of great runs at Penny International Raceway. Had some great runs at Riverside and Scotia Speed World. So anywhere he went, that 2 car was quick. But right now, he's got a mirror full of the 78 of John Fitzpatrick.
Well, Fitzpatrick, one of the ones that I chose at the beginning, the island from Prince Edward Island. Sharp-looking number 78, giving the shout-out to Team Canada. Fitzpatrick on the move, but look at this. We got a bit of action there to 67. A little bit going down a lap. That's Wade Craswell. He's going to lose a lap here as Craswell, Twinham, and Joey Stiers are now down 1 lap.
And we thought we might see a little bit more in this feature out of Wade Craswell, the Outback Steakhouse number 67, but clearly some sort of contact with either a wall or another competitor is causing that car to push a little bit. It's just that easy here in super late models. Really kind of mess up your night, but still a long way to go in this one. Still about 63 or 62 laps to go.
Well, here at Oxford, it's almost like a one-line track. So if you get onto the outside, very difficult. If that freight train comes through, you really got to tuck into the bottom here. Very difficult to pass on the outside here at Oxford Plains. So we're seeing it right now as I believe that is Chantal Pottle starting to go to the rear of the field on the outside.
Gold rims not introducing any speed tonight for the 05, unfortunately, but Pottle trying to hold her own on the outside. And that's looks like the 80, or the 33 rather, Brett Suggs. A little bit of reflective numbers, had to look a little closer on that one, but he'll work his way past.
Suggs is getting a beating for the 33 on the side of that car. Very difficult to read for us announcers, so we'll have a word with him after the show. But awesome looking car.
That's when the tech shed would come up with a roll of nice bright tape and say, "Here, outline with this."
Yeah, Suggs has put together some nice looking whips here, and is always a top contender. Beautiful anodized red rims on the car here tonight, so we'll see what he has for us as he's in position number 6, but he's throwing down some pretty fast lap times here tonight. One of the dark sheeps, sometimes, he's kind of there, and then all of a sudden the final 20 laps, you see the moves coming from the 33 machine. Suggs, one of those guys that's always in contention at the front, but kind of saves a little bit to the end.
Drivers not saving anything right now, trying to work their way past Cadence Frizzell in the 196. And Keith McClellan going to work his way to the inside of the other Roma brother, the 83, now possibly going to lose a spot. McClellan trying to make something work.
Yeah, Cadence Frizzell going down a lap here is kind of causing a situation here as Chris Roma now gets tucked to the outside. He's going to try to tuck back in front of Jason Goss, but almost became a tangly situation there as the leaders came up on that lap traffic. Cadence Frizzell threw a bit of a pickle in there for some of the guys trying to get around.
And if we could see the internal iRacing chat right now, there'd be a lot of things we'd probably have to censor out, but
some bombs being thrown.
Oh yes, absolutely. Keith McClellan on the move up to John Fitzpatrick's back bumper now, racing for the final podium spot.
Jason Goss picking up that another spot, but we've seen Brett Suggs, because of that lap traffic, has now lost 2 positions, now back into P8. Travis Roma, another one that lost a bit of momentum there. Chris Roma as well. But keep an eye on that 13 machine. Dave Cassidy, always a stout driver here at Oxford Plains and throughout the TCM special events. Always a great chap to talk to, and he has a great race here as we get to a third of the way. As our leader, Rational Richard Drake in the 141 machine, will come around for lap 25. We are 1/3 of the way. Your top 3, Richard Drake, Ashton Tucker, and John Fitzpatrick.
49 laps to go as Drake crosses the line for lap number 26. Battle continues to be for the 3rd spot. John Fitzpatrick with a mirror full of Bud Light and not in the way he'd like it to be. McClellan now in the 30 car. really putting some pressure on, but Dave Cassidy, as you said, leading Chris Roma there in the 83. It's a train here at Petty, or at Oxford Plains Speedway, rather. Almost said Petty.
It's okay. John Fitzpatrick looks like he is not the quicker car right now with Keith McClellan, but as long as he maintains composure to the bottom of the track here now, Brett Suggs looking to take a peek to the inside of the 41 machine. Now getting to the bottom, now pushes the 41 out. No contact. Beautiful move from the 33 of Brett Suggs. Wade Craswell all the way out to the outside, letting the leaders go through. But lots of activity between our top 8 as Suggs now takes that spot back from the 41 machine of Jason Goss. Look at that. Back to Fitzpatrick. Suggs now will play a factor now as he gets to the back bumper of the 13 machine of Dave Cassidy.
White Lightning Auto Center, Mike's Bar and Grill on board, car number 13 on the back bumper of the 83, trying to play defense here tonight at Oxford.
I'm sure the spotter right now on the 78 machine of John Fitzpatrick is just trying not to give him too much information because he's got 5 or 6 stout cars behind him right now, applying lots of pressure. This could get a bit wild here. Hopefully we do not see the caution out here as more pressure now as the 83 machine. I believe Chris Roma now will get to the back bumper of Fitzpatrick as McClellan did get past the 78 machine. He's on the hunt for Ashton Tucker.
And it's all Richard Drake so far, leading 31 laps in this one. Ashton Tucker solidly in second. Keith McClellan there as well, just about a second between himself and John Fitzpatrick. So that's your top 4 at the moment.
And once we get to the halfway mark, lap number 38, which is coming up just in a moment, a big shout out to our sponsor, Highway 311 Market. Folks, if you bought your Christmas gifts there, these guys are big supporters here of the TCM special events. Check them out. They got lots of specials coming into 2021. But there will be a halfway award here on lap number 38. And looks like if all goes well, Rational Richard Drake in the 141 machine can hang on to that extra bit of cash in the back pocket as he has built a 1.5-second gap right now on the 02 machine of Ashton Tucker.
And what I like about these Vidane TV streams is that the lower thirds show the iRating and the license of these drivers, and really shows these drivers care about their safety ratings. They care about what their license is. As you see there, 2745, and you don't earn that by just riding around in the back. Richard Drake really on the wheel here tonight in the Laker 141.
John Fitzpatrick with a 28.14, but look at that, Jason Goss with a 46.93. Wow. A couple of 4,000 Matthew Brockhouse there. A lot of the folks not home not really understand what we're talking about, but the rating that these cars give, the skill level, not a lot of contact to get that rating. So these drivers are very stout, and a lot of laps turned to get to that rating here on the TCM events.
And the higher your iRating goes, the better split, as they call it, that you'll get into when you get into a server with drivers. So really, the better you are, the better drivers you'll find. And sometimes you just find, the one bad egg in a race that kind of ruins things. But just to, I guess, give some people some context. Look at Ty Majeski, just won the Snowball Derby. He's got 10,000 iRating, I think, on 2 different iRacing accounts. So it really pays to be in this simulator and really prove your stuff. And look at that, caution coming out for the first time.
And the lap number 38, as we were chatting there, it did go to Richard Drake in the 141 machine. Big shout out to Highway 311 Market. But that's going to bring in Ray's Energy Drink to see what happened here as we were yammering about the iRating. But our good friend Paul Strickland Jr. knows all about that iRating stuff, as he's been involved with iRacing for several, probably over a decade. Hey, Paul?
Yeah, definitely over a decade. Always good to hear.
He's on that mama. What did he say he was drinking?
The Ray's Energy Drink. We got her. We got her all figured out here.
We got her.
But taking a look through the tapes here, trying to find exactly where the caution was. Not seeing anything. I know the 67 car was off the pace. Has been for a bit of time now, but don't believe that's where the issue lied.
I think I saw the 13 possibly go off in behind the 67. I might have seen something the wrong way, but I thought I saw him kind of dart off the racetrack, but maybe not. That's the
Aha! We found it!
There we go, yeah.
Teamwork, all right.
Contact there. You got Brett Suggs coming up on the inside in the 33. Little bit impatient there. Good save for the 13. And, a little bit more contact there. That might instigate a couple of words. We'll see what happens.
Definitely see what happens. Tough to put all of that on Suggs. He did try to slow up there and didn't really have much racetrack to do just that. So definitely call it a racing deal. Yeah.
Kind of engaged a little, but Brett Suggs, hell of a driver and such a gentleman as well. So I'm certain that it was not on purpose. So we'll see what happens here. Who raises the hand caution, as it is a no-fault caution if the driver doesn't claim. We'll see if there's any penalties here as Tim sorts out this madness. We were talking about that iRACING, Jesse, and one car we do have to talk about. Keith McClellan is the top iRACING car right here with 5437. That's one car we didn't talk, but Daddy Mac, the Bud Light machine, Keith McClellan, top of the board for the iRACING series.
I think when I was still running iRACING pretty regularly, I think I was only somewhere around 2000, and I really didn't even run that well, so that really shows the skill of Keith McClellan. Right now he's going to lose a spot. Chris Roma to the inside on this restart. Ashton Tucker there in the White Lightning Auto Center, number 2.
Love these restarts here at Oxford, as you get a lot of single file racing here planes, but on these restarts you get to see who's hanging out to dry on the outside, and it looks now it's going to be the 30 machine of Keith McClellan, as Chris Roma is going to take that spot away as he moves into the P3 and works the back bumper. Ashton Tucker in the 02, but I believe that's Johnny Fitzpatrick in the 78 machine. He's on the outside, and this does not look good as Barkhouse and a couple of cars here are going to get through here. Jason Goss going to try to close the gap, and John Fitzpatrick is going to go down quite a few spots.
25 laps to go in this one, 24 now, and Tanton Wooldridge now with the 15 of Barkhouse to the inside. But Barkhouse trying to move his way up into the top 10. He'll do so. And it's the Roma brothers now up into the top 5. Chris and Travis racing hard in the 83 and the 38.
Big battle right now with Tanton Wooldridge, but now he's going to try to tuck in, gets a little contact with the 78. The 41 machine was going at it with the 56, but now the 56 to the outside of the 78 of Fitzpatrick now, as Fitzpatrick tries to regain composure here with the 17 glued to the back of the bumper. That is Brad Hayes in the RBR machine. But the 56, like we talked about just earlier on, that outside here at Oxford is scary for drivers as they try to tuck back in. We'll see if there's any more exchanging of paint here. But the 78 told the bottom here, and the 56 now finally tucks into the back.
A couple of pixels being thrown there between the 56 and the 78. Pixels. And Cody Moorcroft, well, I mean, Anyway.
Spit pixels.
Yes, spit pixels. There you go.
Nice.
So, the 78, he's trying to work his way back up through John Fitzpatrick, 9th right now. Tanton Wooldridge back to 10th. Brad Hayes, 11th. They're all kind of caught together at the moment.
Now, one driver, Jesse, that we haven't talked about throughout this race, but he is the man on the move. The 15 machine of Matthew Barkhouse now in the top 8 is in position number 7 as he tries to work away all the way to the top. There's a lot of precious points on the line and not a lot of room left. 57 laps to, completed of 75, 58 now. So we only got 17 laps to go here. Matthew Barkhouse is going to be the man to watch here as he tries to throw it up there to the top. Ashton Tucker will pick up some precious points here if he can maintain P2, but Rational Richard Drake has gained another full second now gap, and lots of clean air out front for the 141 machine of Rational Richard Drake, who picked up that extra bit of cash from our friends from Highway 311 Mark. He is the recipient of the halfway mark. So we're having a peak now at 59 laps led today here for Rational Richard. He has led the whole race here, Jesse.
Beautiful shot inside the car, and you can see the RPM gauge there, about 7,200 RPM before he gets onto the brakes there. And the 29 of Danilovic there, and just ahead of him in the 29 car. Richard Drake really just kind of wheeling this race car just out for night's drive here on Oxford's double night.
You didn't know what day it was. It's a Wednesday night drive. But
you know what? I made that obvious, didn't
oh,
I? Look at that. We
that?
got one off,
Is that
almost down into the 83 of Chris Roma, but everybody able to keep going. Not sure who that was.
Caution
going to come out.
Well, we'll find out in just a moment, as it was kind of just off the screen. Could have been the 15, but we'll find out from our friends from Ray's Energy Drink and our friend Paul, Showtime Stricken, calling the show from Connecticut, United States.
Play it again, Paul.
Take a look one more time and see what happened here. There's some contact between the 15 and the 21. 21 looks like he saves it, and there's a little bit more contact here right after that. You can see here, we'll change the camera there. You see the 30 right in the back of the 15. So don't know if there was a story there. We'll back it up again. We'll take another look at it.
It looks like the 21 gets loose and then loose again, backs off, and Keith McClellan nowhere to go, just into the quarter panel of Matthew Barkhouse. Luckily, not hitting the light pole. I've hit those light poles before in late models here, and it's not a fun ride. So Matthew Barkhouse able to keep going.
Yeah, it looked like they all checked up behind the 21 of Roger Down and Calamity, as you would call it, Paul, or as I would call it, Tangley situation on the tarmac.
So caution comes out here, 66 laps into this one. 9 laps to go right now. Of course, counting caution laps, it's been all Richard Drake in control of this one. The 2-car of Ashton Tucker still in behind Chris and Travis Roma, Roger Down, Jason Goss, your top 3 rows at the moment here at Oxford.
Jesse, just to, something to say about this field of drivers. 26 started here tonight. There's only 4 cars not on the lead lap, so all 22 have maintained on the lead lap here. So it's been a bit of a battle for this first 67 laps. But it looks like Matthew Barkhouse, Keith McClellan to the rear of the field for that caution. That's going to upset the balance of power for the points for the league here for TCM here at Oxford. Ashton Tucker going to grab some huge points if he can maintain a top 5 finish.
Just got to be smooth with the wheel here at Oxford. There's a bit of banking here, but it really becomes a flat racetrack in a hurry. You really got to have the grip out of the corners if you want to roll the outside nicely. Look at that front row. Look at Richard Drake and Ashton Tucker side by side. And the Roma brothers in row number 2. Off turn number 4 this time. Green flag in the air.
Travis Roma, a little strategy here, kind of holds back Jason Goss and the rest of the field, trying to gain some composure, try to dip in here, but Roger Down's in the way, so the 38 machine of Travis Roma will still hang out to dry out there back with the 41 machine of Jason Goss. But our top contenders here, single filed as Richard Drake leads them around. Ashton Tucker, Chris Roma, Roger Down, Tent Woolridge. Look at that, top 5, Tent Woolridge on the move here today.
The Summerside driver works his way into the top 5. Roger Down holding 4th at the moment, but a mirrorful of the coffee-colored number 56 here tonight. Richard Drake here with 4 laps to go this time across the stripe. The Laker 141 leading the field.
A little peekaboo, Johnny Fitzpatrick in the 78 manages to get back into the top 6, but that gap between P5 and 6 is a little bit of to overcome right now. Rational Richard Drake, the 141 machine, looks very comfortable out front. That was a mouthful.
Just a handful of laps to go for Richard Drake in the 141, trying to hold on. He's dominated this event so far. just trying to work his way into victory lane, and I would say this feature's all but wrapped up for the 141.
Well, Chris Roman now applying pressures, looking for that P2 on Ashton Tucker, as we will see White Silk come out very shortly, and White Silk is in the air for the 141 machine. Not much opportunity there for Ashton Tucker, as a huge gap, over a half second between them, but Rational Richard Drake and the 141 machine will take checkers here for the first 75 lap main event for 2021 for the TCM Oxford Series. And we're going to have a few words with some of these winners, but we are going to go into race number 2 immediately. So we will have some words with Tim. Your top 3, though, Jesse: Richard Drake, Ashton Tucker, Chris Roma. Your top 3.
And a great drive here tonight for Richard Drake. Really held his own out front, didn't let the pressure get to him. Ashton Tucker, great run in second. Chris Roma with a great drive in the 83, really tried to work that outside, coming to the checkers, ended up out in the dirt in turns 1 and 2. And sometimes you got to put it out all on the line to try and get each and every spot.
Let's go bring our friend Tim Terry into the booth with us. Tim, what did you think of the first 75 lap for 2021?
I think it was pretty good. There was a couple of surprises, I guess, a couple of long runs. We tried to keep the show a little bit green. For those that are out there that are watching that might not have made the first show, we're approximately going to go qualifying at 9:10, so approximately 12 minutes away, 11 minutes away from going qualifying in the next server. But Mike, first-time winner, he's in here. Why don't you catch up with our first-time winner, Richard Drake?
Rational Richard Drake, you got a copy?
I got a copy. How you doing?
Hey, congratulations. Big win for 2021. I know that call sign because I talked to your wife a lot on here. Don't take it the wrong way. But congratulations, Richard. What an awesome run. You led from start to finish. Unbelievable. What did you have up your sleeve coming into this big event here for 21?
Oh my gosh, I am so thankful to be here. Didn't expect that, but I knew we had something good because we had quite a few days there of testing, just trying to nail this setup down. I'm new to these open setup divisions. Obviously, we run in real life, but we run mini stocks, so kind of all goes out the window when you're switching from front wheel drive to rear wheel drive, and then on a simulator at that. But I sort of, all good dads do. I got to thank my dad so much here. He's my crew chief, and he really helped me out. And as all good dads do, he nails me with a setup change, like, about half an hour before this night starts. He's like, you should try this. I think it's going to work well. And combine that with what I had already, seemed pretty good in testing. And yeah, well, I guess the results speak for themselves. But man, I'm so happy to be here.
Well, I can hear the excitement in your voice. Big win. This is your first one in the Oxford Series. That's some huge points here for the series. So you got anything for us for race number 2? What's your strategy going into the final 75 lap double feature?
Well, I think I got the head game on everybody, hopefully. So I really just got to stay calm. That's an unexpected strategy that I just came up with. I got to calm myself down in order to run those smooth laps again. But yeah,
don't go drinking any of that energy drink.
Yeah, we'll save that for after the show for sure. Just big thanks to my dad for help, and big thanks to my wife Paige, my mom Janice. I got a really awesome, supportive crew. I think Janetta, Bruce, and Eric are watching. Hi guys, and big shout outs to my other mother Robin. So I got to give them all thanks. Really appreciate it.
You got a couple of sponsors on that hood. I do know one of our good pals, Laker News. Anybody else out there that you want to thank that are on the hood?
Absolutely. Pat's with me in real life, and he's with me virtually. So big thanks to the Laker News for all the support. I got to thank Kinetic Racing, my team, Kofi's Auto Recyclers. They've been with me in real life and virtually too. So thanks a lot to them.
Well, we'll let you get back into some practice and qualifying coming up for the double TCM Oxford Series. Jesse, you got any final words for our good friend Richard?
Well, it was just a dominating performance. Never a wheel out of the way, never caught the curb, got loose, nothing, just smooth drive, and that's really rare to see at Oxford, so something to be proud of. You can nail a setup here, especially in super late model.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
And Richard, if you ever want to flex your muscle when things open up a little, there's a little quarter mile in Moncton that could use your mini stock in a feature event if you ever want to come out.
It'll be on my
He's
list for
coming
sure.
I had to take
He's
the
coming to
time
Newfoundland
watch
before
the
he goes to
track.
Petty. He's coming to Newfoundland before he comes over to your place.
That's probably a good idea. Yeah.
Hey, racing's
I got,
as good as I can.
All right, enjoy your night, Richard. Hopefully, we see you in the interview room in race number 2. But good luck, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks a lot, Mike and Jesse.
Okay, so we've got about 8 minutes or so before these guys go qualifying for the next one. Just a couple of moments to get these guys in from one session to the other. And we've got some returning names, familiar names, boys, that we didn't see in the first one. Usually the half hour sometimes plays with some people, but Ryan Messer is in here ready to go for race number 2. I did see, I think Nick Mott was trying to make his way in as well. Caleb Burkhardt is in here. Chris Ewing is in here. So we got some newer names, a couple of drivers still switching over from one server to the other. So just a few moments away from going in. And Paul, we've got a busy week coming up here. The Jim Hallahan 333 is coming up. The Vidane Super Speedway Series is here on Saturday night. Friday night, we got a race at Stafford. What else do we have for the boys?
Oh, we got all sorts of stuff going on at Vidane TV. Really excited to see that we've kicked off 2021 with a bang, pretty much right where we left off a few weeks ago to take a little bit of time off for the holidays, spend some time with some family and friends, and have a couple of ice-cold wobbly pops. But yeah, we've got exciting schedule. We got Showtime Cup getting ready to kick off later on tonight over on the Vidane TV Facebook page. Stick right here for the Tim's Corner Motorsports Double-Double, though. We're going to wrap this one up here. Tomorrow night, we got the Neps guys, the Angry Tree Guy 100. That's actually going to be right here at Oxford Plains Raceway, so pretty excited about that. The New York Sports Show 150 at Stafford Motor Speedway is going to be coming to us on Friday night. And you made mention the Sim 500 Vidane Racing Super Speedway Series. That's going to be Saturday night, and actually just announced earlier this week on the Neps broadcast here at Vidane TV, the Sim 500 Vidane Racing Super Speedway Champion. As everybody has probably heard and seen through the website, we are giving a championship belt, fully custom championship belt to the champion, but they also get the opportunity to race a rent-a-race car street stock at Stafford Motor Speedway. Rent-a-race car based in Berlin, Connecticut. They actually jumped on for a second season to sponsor the series itself. So last year's champion wasn't able to make it out to the racetrack. A lot of COVID-19 guidelines and the whole pandemic deal and the cutting on travel and all that stuff. So Jared Bolliard wasn't able to make it to Stafford Speedway in 2020, but he is going to make it this year. June 11th, we finally announced, is going to be a champion versus champion Vidane Racing night. 2 champions from Vidane Racing are going to be racing in rent-a-race car street stocks at the track in the very same race. And I'm very, very excited about it. We're going to have a blast. We're going to camp out, have some cold drinks, do some grilling, because the very next night is the SRX Series debut race on June 12th at Stafford Motor Speedway. So very cool deal coming up. Very, very excited for the upcoming racing season here on Vidane TV and in real life. There's lots of big stuff going on.
Big stuff.
So just a few minutes away here from the second 75 lap event. I see Ryan Messer rolling out onto the racetrack now. Mike, what are we looking for in this second 75? It's going to be quite different from the first one. I think the weather looks like it's changed a little bit more sunlight. The track temperature may change a tiny bit. We'll see what these guys have got here.
Well, race number 1 was kind of a wild one for the TCM Oxford Series, because Matthew Barkhouse generally always qualifies in the top 8 and had to work his way. Did not make it in time for the qualifier, so he got knocked out of the server for some reason. So had to battle in the heat race from the tail, did not make the heat race, went into the LCQ, made it there, and went all the way to the top 10 there, but just not enough time in these 75 laps. So we're going to see a reset here for Matthew Barkhouse in the 15 machine as he tries to make up for that first race. The points are very precious right now as we get into the halfway point, close to the halfway point of the season for the TCM series. But top of the board right now looks like will be position number 2 That was Ashton Tucker. So he picked up a lot of points there on that one. But a couple of new drivers, like Tim said, Ryan Messer, not messing around here tonight. Ryan Messer is going to be in here. He's going to be one of the favorites here tonight as well.
And Ryan, always a strong competitor in the one car. Again, we're probably looking at close to 30 super late models. Take the green for this one. Just a few minutes away from getting this one going. Very excited to see what happens here. I'm sure there's a lot of drivers like Matthew Barkhouse, like Keith McClellan, that really had good runs going, but it just didn't work out for them. I'm sure they're going to be antsy to work their way towards the front and do it smart. Not use somebody up going towards the front. It's all about track position, where you be, or where you're going to be near the end of the race.
They say, stay there till it comes to you in Newfoundland.
Yes, absolutely.
Few,
we don't have sayings like that in New Brunswick.
Well, we're all pirates over here on this island. But a couple other drivers now entering the picture. Chris Ewing in the 25 machine. And as well, I believe that's Urquhart will make the start here. That is one driver I'm familiar with in iRace, but not in real life. Caleb Urquhart in the 11 will make a start here. So like you said, we've peppered in 32 driver field, so 4 new drivers in the next one.
Yeah, and you just mentioned Caleb Urquhart. He's second generation driver. He got started in mini stocks a couple years ago, or sharpshooter division. Just got into street stocks this year, really getting a handle on that, really trying to figure it out. But he's latched onto this iRacing thing. He's always looking for a new race, always looking to host a race and get people involved. So it'll be fun to watch and see if Caleb Urquhart can work his way up through the field.
Jason Goss almost had a good run there, but got kind of, like we talked about earlier, it's a one-line show here, but kind of got stuck to the outside and lost a lot of positions at the tail of that race number 1. So it'll be interesting to see what the 41 machine, the DC Auto machine of Jason Goss has for us on the next one. But anything can happen as we have to reset everything all over again. So we'll see what happens here as we count down the final couple of minutes here. And we'll probably have a quick word with Paul Strickland Jr. Was Santa good with you over Christmas?
Yes, and it was real good. We had some family and friends over, kind of hung out and had ourselves a little festive time. Obviously, we did the whole social distancing and all that good stuff, but it was a good opportunity to kind of take a break, sit back, relax a little bit, and man, right back out of the gates in a big way here at Vidane TV. We last counted 26 shows here in the month of January alone, and we've signed on a lot of really big-time leagues that are running weekly series. Obviously, we're here Season 2 with Tim's Corner Motorsports. We have signed on another series for Monday nights for Sim 500, so it's great to have those guys back with us as well. RBR Maritime coming back for Season 2. Showtime Cup Series, they're on here as well, and just really, really excited. And the NEP Super Truck Series is going to be kicking off next Friday night as well, so looks like we're going to wrap this practice session up. Going to give these drivers 3 minutes to get themselves a qualifying lap or two and see who's going to start up on the pole here for the double of the double-double.
Now, Jesse, this is what we were talking about a little bit earlier about, Matthew Barkhouse missing this. So quite a big field. Ryan Messer now entered the picture. This is going to be wild to see who our top 8 will end up in the main event without having to battle into the heat races.
And Todd Cousins here joining the fray as well in car number 2. I know he's always strong in these TCM special events. It's going to be a big field. I think I saw Trevor Lamb's name there somewhere in the 8 car here tonight. New dad Trevor, just getting some time in the simulator here tonight at Oxford and looking to have a great run. And just like that, only about 2 minutes left, so we'll see who's going to come out on top in this one. It's all about nailing that couple of quick laps here at Oxford.
Well, Rational Richard Drake, the 141 machine, if you're just tuning in, it was race winner number 1, and boy, was he ever excited. Man, you could just feel the energy in his voice. So hopefully he can calm down now and get set for this race number 2. I do know we're probably going to get Paul to come back in here for just a moment. But the weather has changed on race number 2, I believe. Paul, you want to throw up the weather on this one?
Yeah, the weather changed just a little bit going from race to race. It's a little bit later on in the day as well. There you can see the track info because I'm a dummy and can't spell weather. We'll take a look at the weather. Here we see
The
weather. We'll take a look at the weather here. 69 degrees, nice. Wind direction north, 10 miles an hour. So may very well affect the handling of these race cars. That's quite a bit gusty.
You sure you're not from Worcester, Massachusetts?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
We just lost about 10 viewers there. There you go.
I can't say that stuff. But yeah, definitely a big factor here. Whatever was happening in race number 1, Richard Drake had the setup. Will it be good enough for race number 2? And looking at the board, Jesse, Rational Richard Drake, the 141 machine, is the leader right now with a 14.67.8. Ashton Tucker, Matthew Barkhouse finishing off your top 3. Ryan Messer, Roger Down, Keith McClellan, John Fitzpatrick, and Dave Cassidy. Now your top 8 with 16 seconds left to qualify.
Just a couple of seconds left. Richard Drake, Ashton Tucker, Matthew Barkhouse, the top 3 so far. Man, I'm getting antsy. I'm getting excited about this one. This second 75, there's a lot on the line, a lot to prove in this event. Drivers got to be calm, they got to be patient, and we'll see what happens.
Craig Tully missed out on the top 8 by a thousandth of a second. 14.809 versus a 14.808. Tully will have to battle it out, and look who's on the pole. Craig Tully, we just talked about him. The 5 car will start in heat race number 1, and his partner in crime on the outside, the 41 machine of Torbay, Newfoundland and Labrador, Jason Goss, the firefighter in the DC Auto machine.
Travis Roma there in row number 2, the 109. Check my notes here. Looks like Campbell Delaney once again in the 109 here tonight in the outside of row number 2.
Row number 3, the 2 machine, brand new, missed the first race. Todd Cousins, he's going to be a stout competitor here tonight. He'll have the 54 machine to the outside in position number 6. It'll be Nick Pachier.
Then it looks like Todd Tuff's going to round out the field. See Chantel Pottle and Chris Ewing in the 25 rounding out the field. Don't quite see them out on the racetrack just yet.
They got a little bit of time to make it to the show. Still sitting on pit road. Like I said, the 05-25 machine of Chris Ewing and Chantel Pottle still sitting on pit road. Hopefully they do make it in time. But they're going to roll off here as, wow, I can't believe Craig Tully just missed the main event in qualifier by a thousandth of a second. Unbelievable.
He's going to be in the simulator this week trying to nail down a setup for Oxford. He missed the first show, and now he just almost missed locking into the second show. So you know that 5 car is going to be turning some laps here come probably Friday or Saturday night.
I wonder if he actually knows he lost out by 1,000. But Chantel Pottle will join us at the rear of the field, still waiting on the 25 machine of Chris Ewing. Still sitting on pit road. He's going to have to pick it up because the lights are out on that pace car. We are going to go green flag action here in heat race number 1 for the double-double. Race number 2 for the TCM Oxford Series. Great to be back here in 2021. If you're just joining, I'm Mike James from Eastbound International Speedway, and my good friend Jesse Thompson from Petty Raceway at Moncton.
Yes, just outside Moncton, and we are here tonight at the Oxford Plains Speedway. Tully and Goss, green flag in the air, and we are racing. Travis Roma already trying to make something happen. Goss gonna go around, and whoo, what a hit for the 72 of Todd Tuffs.
Just wadding it up there, but we are still green flag, so they better pick it up here. The 72 machine, they are going to throw the caution. Trying to keep it going there green here, but our race officials had to throw it there. But we're going to bring in our friend Paul Showtime Strickland with the Raise Energy Drink replay here on lap number 1 on the initial heat race number 1. Paul, how you doing, bud?
Doing pretty good. Yeah, you can see the 72 got a little bit loose there and just a little bit of assistance from the '05, but looks like really just lost the back end of that race car. Nowhere for the '05 to go. So tough break for the 72. Todd Tuff's going to have to work his way up to the front of the pack to try and qualify into the second big show here tonight.
What do you say? No harm, no foul.
No harm, no foul, bud.
But
So the Brad Wadden Mortgages number 72 going to rejoin the field. Tully leading the field so far here in car number 5. Of course, once again, counting caution laps just to help keep the show going, as there's a lot of racing here tonight. But what a move for Travis Roma to work his way to second on the initial start.
yeah, it's with the pace car now they're going to double them up, but with 7 to go here, it's going to go quick. Hopefully, Craig Tully can hang on and make it into the main event without battle in the LCQs, losing out in the qualifier by 1,000ths of a second. The 5 machine, the RBR team, Craig Tully, going to try to hang on here and make it up for that little slight loss there in the qualifier. But lots of a few teammates. That's going to be his teammate, the 38 machine, Travis Roma, to the outside.
Art Kaiser's Auto Clinic on the hood of car number 5. Good looking race car for car number 5 here tonight. The lights still are on the pace truck. We'll probably see them go out under the flag stand this time. And Roma rolling the outside, looking to get going. And we're ready to see this thing get going once again.
Well, lights are going to come off here shortly. They are out. 3 RBR machines in your top 3. So Todd Cousins, Campbell, or Craig Tully, and as well as Travis Roma. They have shifted there now, but we are set to go here. Halfway point, 6 to go here. As Tully will lead him around. He will have the hammer. Travis Roma to the outside in the 38. Pace truck will exit here, and we are back to green flag action as Craig Tully fires here, and Roma will tuck into P2. Delaney is on the outside trying to tuck back in, but Todd Cousins is going to close that door and try to make it 3 RBRs to the top 3 here.
And in that all-important third position here tonight, side by side once again for the 109 and for the 2 of Todd Cousins. They're going to race side by side. Ooh, Nick Pontier, he was there, and Delaney didn't want him to be. Spin for the 109 off turn number 4. Wow, a couple of evasive moves, and 109 going to keep going. Great drift moves for the Peak Electric number 109.
Great save from Campbell Delaney, but the 41 machine of Jason Goss just closed that door on him, but Goss has a lot of work to have ahead of him here with 3 to go. Here he's got Pache and Cousins to make up here. It will be the top 3 going to the heat race to the main event here. I believe we should check with Tim. I believe that is going to be the top 3 will be going to the show.
I believe so. A couple of more drivers. I think we're still taking the top 3 out of them. May take a couple more out of the last chance qualifiers, but a beautiful Duchesne auto number 2. He's got a back bumper of the Toyota, the 54 of Nick Potier. And oh, Potier caught the curb a little bit of aggressive, not going to be enough. Craig Tully going to come away with the win in this one.
Well, it's great to see Tully taking that win after, basically almost managing into the top 8 with the qualifier, like we said earlier. So it will be Tully, 3 RBR cars, the 38 machine, Travis Roma, the 2 of Todd Cousins, your 3 RBRs going to the main event here tonight. Unfortunately for the rest of the field, they will have to go to the last chance qualifiers. We'll have probably 2 here with the field that we have. But we are getting set for heat race number 2. 12 laps are now set back up on the score clock. And starting on the inside of, on the pole, the 80 machine of Cody Moorcraft. He'll have the 57 of Corey Hallett to the outside on row number 1.
And Wade Craswell looking to pick up his night a little bit. Had a great run going in the heat race. Had a tough time in the feature event. Brad Hayes to the outside. And Tim Woldridge had a top 5 run in the first 75 lapper. Daniel Vitch as well in the 29. Then Cadence Frizzell in the 196 and Trevor Lamb in the 8 car from the beautiful province of Ontario.
Ooh. A few drivers peppered from all over the place. You know, Brett Suggs from North Carolina. We got all four Atlantic provinces being represented in this league. So, quite a wide selection of drivers, from bandos to super late drivers, legends, mini stock, hobby stocks. So this is one of my favorite series that we've called, and it's pretty amazing what has been put together here at the TCM Oxford Series. But we have green flag, Jesse. Cody Moorcraft gets a great clean run here as Wade Craswell tucks into P2. Oh.
Craswell, Corey Hallett in second as well. Ooh, a little bit of contact. Tanton Wooldridge spinning into the infield. The 56 rather, gonna grab a gear and keep going, and he's put the Camaro back out on track. The coffee-colored Camaro. Not a great run so far in this heat race for car number 56.
Still green flag as they throw the caution there. We will not to Paul Strickland Jr. I did call the 67, but it was the 57. It was a bit of a snowstorm here in Newfoundland on my screen, but all good now. The 57, 67 look fairly close in looks, but it is all Cody Moorcraft, the 80 machine out front. But keep an eye on that 17 machine of Brad Hayes. That is one to be looking at. He is one of the RBR contenders, and he is on the back bumper of that Outback 67 of Craswell.
And I know it's been a while since I've been a big part of the iRACING service, but man, these cars are looking good. They have started to look really good over the years. People have really latched on to making their own custom paint schemes, so great to see here, especially on the super late model.
Bit of a gap now. Cody Moorcraft picking up a full second now on Corey Hallett, now checking out on the Wednesday night. 7 laps completed as he comes around for lap number 8. But Brad Hayes, Wade Craswell, that is the battle here tonight. Brad Hayes does not want to go to that LCQ, and he will get around the 67. The 17 now making the pass on the 67 as we checked in with the other drivers. But 5 to go. It's all up to Wade Craswell now. Is it a little bit too early to make that move sometimes? Now it is up to the 67 of Wade Craswell to a little payback possibly on the 17.
Looking to bring some glory back to the Pontiac. The 67 of Wade Craswell. Not often you see a Pontiac out there in this day and age, but he's looking to put that 67 up in third. Gonna have to reel in the 17 of Brad Hayes. I think he needs to work on his entry a little bit in the 67, maybe throw in the back end a little bit, but just a couple laps to go for the 80 of Cody Moorcraft.
White Silk will come out here just in a moment as Moorcraft has built up a 2.5 lead. He is checked out for the win here unless something drastically happens and he loses, comes around 3 and 4. He will finish the race. The 80 machine, Cody Moorcraft, is your official race winner. He's going to go on to the main show, as well as the 57 of Corey Hallett and the 17 machine of Brad Hayes. Hayes managing to hang on there, but unfortunately for the 67, Wade Craswell will have one more chance here at the Kraken.
Gonna have to go to the illustrious last chance and work his way to big dance, but a couple more cars, couple of bigger names in the show. So now we will roll out with heat race number 3 and row number 1. Gonna see the 83 of Chris Roma. How about Joey Stiers in the 23 to the outside, Derek Gates in the 24, and Brett Suggs to the outside.
Inside of row number 3, the 8 machine of Ryan Twinham. He'll have the 157 of Johnny Byron to the outside. Complete your field, the 4 of Jake Scrivens. He'll have the 11 of Caleb Urquhart to the outside.
Urquhart making his first start of the night in car number 11. Trying to put that super late model up towards the front of the field. And Chris Roma going to lead the field to the green here in car number 83. Really had a strong run in the first 75 lapper. this car looks mean. It looks fast, and he's looking to maybe pick up a little bit in this feature event.
Johnny Byron looked really good in the early parts of the evening here. So we'll see what the 157. He's got a bit of work to have, as Suggs is on the outside looking in on that P4. Suggs, a top contender here in the TCM series, quite high in the ranking points. Looking for a championship here at Oxford. So we'll see what we have for the 33 machine and P4 on the outside. But we get a clean start here as Chris Roma checks out. Huge, but we are wrecking in turn number 1. That could draw out the caution. It will. And wow, that is the 157 machine of Johnny Byron, who checked out, as well as I'm not sure who it is, but we will bring in Showtime Paul Strickland Jr. to see who checked out in turn 1 for a double-double.
Yeah, back in the old Raise Energy Drink instant replay up, you can see the 157 definitely got himself a little bit out of shape here. And you can see right off the rip, it looks like there was a little bit of contact and a little bit of wheel spin as well. You can see he's on the outside there, the black car with the green numbers. Spins the tire, loses the back end of the race car, and, oh man, just gets into the 8 car. Big contact there on the left front of the car, too. So, tough break for the SRT Dodge there, the 157 for John Byron. He's going to have to restart back there in 8th, but he is still going to be on the lead lap, so good news there.
The other driver was the 8 machine of Ryan Twinham. So they will start scratch to the rear. That's going to be an opportunity for Caleb Urquhart, who started it to the tail, now moving into position number 6. So Brett Suggs still on the outside. We have not completed a lap, but we are counting cautions here to keep the show rolling. We are a third of the way. Lap 4 completed. Looks like we may have a 6-lap shootout here, Jess.
Yeah, just a handful of laps to go in this heat race. It's Chris Roma out front, the 23 car, good-looking 23 car of Joey Steers. Working the outside now, got the chrome rims on that car. They say green is bad luck in racing, but he's looking to turn things around here tonight and put himself in a good position for the feature event. We will see the 1 to go signal probably this time by, and then we will get rolling once again with heat racing here at Oxford Plain.
Now, that's the first time I heard that green was bad luck in racing, and that kind of sums up a good friend of mine, the 11 machine, Phil Fowler, who ran a green machine for the first couple of seasons, now switching up the paint schemes, running the Children's Wish colors. So he had a stout season the last couple of years since he changed his colors. So maybe that green is a factor. We are going to go back green flag as Chris Roma jumps out there with lots of clean air as he gets a great restart here as Joey Stiers tries to drop to the bottom, but he's going to hang out to dry as Derek Gates and Brett Suggs tightly packed. Suggs will get that spot on the 23 machine. He is now on the inside looking in.
Derek Gates found the outside wall in the first set of heat races earlier in the evening. Caleb Urquhart using the extreme outside on the 11. That car is all over the place. He's going to have to work in the last couple laps if he really wants to make the show, but it may be too little too late so far for car number 11.
Yeah, Joey Stiers in the 23. It's is going to have a bit of a handful on him right now as tries to get to the back bumper. He will get there, but this is going to be a bit of a wild ride for a couple of laps here as we count him down. Derek Gates holding back Brett Suggs. Suggs looking like a bit of a faster machine, trying to get by, but very difficult to pass here at Oxford. That outside lane, until you get a little bit extra more grip, very difficult. Hopefully we see that outside line gain momentum as we get into the main event.
So white flag in the air now. Chris Roma working his way past some lap traffic. Got a car off in the dirt off turn number 2, but off turn 4, it's the 83 of Chris Roma coming away with the win.
Almost looked like Joey Stiers stuck the bumper to Suggs, but kind of lost, did a little slide job there, but Your top three, like I said, Chris Roma, Derek Gates, Brett Suggs, going to go to the big show. Final 75 laps of our double feature here for the TCM Oxford Series. Been a beautiful night. Those tuning in right now, welcome. My name is Mike James from Eastbound International. My good friend Jesse Thompson from Petty. We are calling the show here as we get into some chance for romance, Jesse. 25 laps going to be put on the board. This is where it's going to get tangly. But on the front row, getting the pole here will be the 54 machine of Nick Pache, and the 23 machine, we just talked about him. He was just on the outside. Joey Stiers in the 23 in position number 2.
And as you said, going to get a little tangly. There is no third feature here tonight. There is no other chance tonight to make laps. Get it in the show or get in line at the canteen.
There's some mummers coming in.
The mummers are here. Actually, I was going to send Brittany Hoyt up, but apparently she is afraid of Mike James. I don't know why.
Whatever.
She's afraid. It's a bakery thing, right? You hit the nail on the head earlier, though. We had one extra driver. We had 31 drivers, I think, in the session. Chris Ewing did not answer the call to the green. I know Mark Williams barely missed the call, and I don't think Caleb Urquhart is in here. He's still got time to come back for the LCQ if he wants to. But 2 LCQs, taking 4.
Taking 4. Well, that's going to change everything up, but we're going to go through the field here. Daniel Vitch in position number 3 to 29, and Chantel Pottle will be in position number 4. And completing the field, Jake Scrivens, Tanton Woolridge, Todd Tufts, and Johnny Byron as we get set to go back green. 25 laps on the board, Jesse. This is going to be half the field is going to be going home.
Well, we're going to see who is going to get on the hammer this time. Green flag in the air this time, and Pache with a great run already got a car length on Daniel Vitch in the 29.
Chantel Pottle trying to make the show again, but we got a car all the way to the high side. Is that Tanton Woolridge going all the... I'm not quite sure. 56, yeah. Woolridge all the way to the tail there. Kind of got knocked out, but he is a man on the move right now, getting around the 72 machine of Todd Tufts. But Chantel Pottle making the main event in race number 1, representing all the ladies out there. So all the girls that are watching the stream here, give the 05 Chantel Pottle a shout out, and hopefully she can take it to the main event as we get through this LCQ number 1, last chance for romance qualifier. Nick Pache with lots of freedom out there with 7/10 of a second on the 29 machine of Daniel Vitch, but bit of a separation now from our top 4 to our back 4. Chantel Pottle, a bit of a gap now, almost 1.2 seconds on John Byron. So Pottle now taking a peek at Joey Stiers and trying to work it up there. She does not want to stay in that position number 4 as that could get pretty wild as we count down the laps here, Jess.
Stiers trying to put the 3, and Pottle gonna find the flagpole, weaving through sports car style on the racetrack once again. Tough luck for Pottle in the 05. She'll rejoin the racetrack, but that's gonna open up the door for John Byron in the 150.
Just a note, Pottle did go off the course, but did you notice her kind of was going to come out, but decided to stay on pit road just to make sure she didn't come into contact with any of the other competitors. Bit of a graceful move from Chantel Pottle as she re-entered there. Still green flag action as we're counting them down here. 8 laps completed. Nick Pache is your leader, but a bit of action back there as Tanton Woolridge now in the position, now picking up another one. But that is a man on the move. The 56 had been all the way scratched to the tail, now making his way into the top 4. That is a transfer spot to the main event.
That is how you rebound from almost losing it in this race. Trying to bring some glory to Summerside here tonight. Tanton Woolridge in the 56 car. Now solidly in 4th, gonna have to hold off the 157 to John Byron, but he's maybe putting some distance between himself and the late model sportsman competitor. And out front, it's all Nick Pache in the Rowdy race cars, looking number 54. Rowdy Manufacturing putting together this effort here tonight for the 54, I would imagine. He is really showing his stuff for the boys back home.
Well, a huge gap right now, 2.5 seconds as he continues to build on that lead. Joey Stiers did manage to get around Daniel Vitch in the but look at that, Tam Woolridge to the back bumper to 29, looking a little quick here tonight. But Tam Woolridge has company as John Byron in the 157 has closed the gap and is now almost within a car strike of that 56. So this could get heated as we get close to 10 laps to go here. 14 completed here, 15 now completed. And it's going to be a wild one as we count down the final laps. Generally in these LZQs, we kind of see the bumper because this is the final chance. After this, if you're not in, you're not in. So quite often we will see the bumper here. We'll see what transpires.
Joey Stiers picking up the pace a little bit solidly in second. The battle once again for third, Daniel Vitch and the 56 and 10 Woolridge. Bumper to bumper, John Byron there, hoping those two tangle a little bit, maybe make a bit of a mistake, and the 157 can get back into feature contention. But with just 7 laps to go, I don't know if it's going to be enough for the 157.
Well, caution would play a factor for Chantel Pottle as she is all the way to the back now, but she has picked up a spot on Jake Scrivens. She has Todd Tufts, John Byron, and Tam Woolridge to come up on, but now the 72 is at play as he checks to the inside, now takes a peek to the outside. 72 going to play with the 05, Chantel Pottle.
Tufts thinking a little bit better of those moves. It's not a transfer spot. They're a little bit further back, so it's best to possibly just ride, see if maybe a late caution comes out, and maybe luck will play in. But right now, it's not looking good for Pottle, Tufts, or Jake Scriven.
Woolridge now picking up a bit of real estate on Daniel Vitch, now picking up almost a half a second now, kind of almost checking out as Tam Woolridge now has a sweet spot. Daniel Vitch now is at play with the 157 machine. Scratch that what I said, but Vitch at 10 actually got around the 29 machine. Now Daniel Vitch has a bit of a battle for that precious transfer spot as John Byron really applies a lot of pressure here with 3 to go here, Jesse. Can Byron make it to the show here?
John Byron's going to have to pick up just about a 10th or so, but right to the back bumper of the 29 car now. Vitch trying to hold on to the spot. He wants to be in the show, but he's got the Dodge Hellcat right on the bumper.
Here, kitty, 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 kitty. The 157 machine, Johnny Byron, doesn't have a lot of time. Silk is in the air for Nick Pontier. If the 157 is going to make it, it's going to have to happen now as our leaders are coming around. We are completed with the 54 machine taking checkers, Joey Stiers, Tam Woolridge, and looks like Daniel Vitch will make it to the big show. And the 54 put on a bit of show, taking a bit of Dukes of Hazzard off one of those piles on the bottom of the pole.
Looking to see how tough that front clip really is. Luckily, not going to mess him up for the feature event. It'll start a little bit further back, but before we get there, we have got another last chance race to finish setting up the field. No provisionals tonight, I don't believe, and it's all going to be based on how you run.
Haven't seen a lot of Greenway. We haven't seen any Greenway records here tonight, so a lot of these LCQs have ended with under caution. So we'll see if it gets heated here for the final. A lot of some big drivers in this one, vying for the top 4. So, but sitting on the pole, Wade Craswell in the 67. He's going to have the Torbay native, the DC Auto Machine, the 41 of Jason Goss to the outside of row number 1.
And how about Ryan Twinham there in the 8 car, Cadence Frizzell in the 196, the Klondike car to the outside, Campbell Delaney in the 9, as our scoring says, the 109 out on track. A little bit of contact there with Chris if he meant to do that, but Trevor Lamb going to round out the field in the 08 car. Lamb looking to make his way into the feature, but he's got a little bit of work to do.
Yeah, and these LCQs, you could find yourself lucky sometimes, as you know, it could get heated here in the mid pack. These drivers know that 4 will make it to the big show, so we'll be keeping an eye on that position number 4. Not a big field here, as Caleb Burkhart did not make the show, but we've got the 196 Cadence Frizzell coming around. Must have lost traction there on the restart and almost took out half the field, but we are staying green here, Jesse, as our leader, Wade Craswell, will come around. Jason Goss, your P2, and Ryan Twinham, your top 3.
Well, the thing about Oxford that some people may not is that I know the straightaways kind of bank the wrong way. If you come around the corner, they almost kind of flatten out towards the passenger side. So when you really get on the hammer in the wrong spot in the corner, the car is just unstable until it finds some traction. So just wrong place, wrong time for Cadence Frizzell, but he was able to loop it and keep going straight again. But out front, it's all Wade Craswell with Jason Goss in the rear view mirror in the 41.
Well, we haven't even seen the midline kind of develop here. Not a lot of rubber out there. Not a lot of laps here tonight, as we've done the twin 75s for the double-double feature. But maybe as we get into the main event, we may see a little bit of development to the midline here as the 41 goes to work right now in the 67. 41 looking wicked fast right now as he sizes up half car right now in the 67. Kind of takes a peek to the outside. That is not the way to go around here. He kind of got to stick his nose to the bottom quarter here. And watch out for that inside lip. That is famous, almost like the lip that makes you honest here, Jesse.
And the top 3 have really broken away in this one. So it's a big question of, do you want to ride a little bit? Because the top 3 seem to have the advantage on the rest of the field, and those are the transfer spots. So if you can ride a bit in the 41, I would do so. And I don't know if a position on track is really going to make that much of a difference in this one, but just getting in the show is the priority here tonight for the 41.
Yeah, and it could be, you know, checking out how the car's going to react, where the car is, you know, after the first race, and then kind of seeing if there's any extra grip to the bottom here. And he's kind of checking out a couple of different lines here, the 41 machine, kind of looking for a few extra notes, I would assume, for the big final here as we get into it here. 10 laps completed, but the big action right now is the 109 of Campbell Delaney. He's got a rear view mirror full of Chris Ewing. 25 machine is trying to get into that precious spot. We're going to see those guys battle because a huge gap right now. They are out by themselves for that transfer spot as Cadence Frizzell is almost 5 seconds behind, 6 seconds behind them. So big group, 3 groups here, Jesse, as our leaders, our top 3 have checked out quite a bit on Campbell Delaney and Chris Ewing, and not a lot of pressure behind the 25 machine.
And Trevor Lamb rejoining the track a couple laps ago. He's down a lap now. Took a little bit of an exit off turn number 3. And Caleb Burkhart fans may be missing the 11. He did not make the call to the last chance race. So not going to be a feature run tonight for car number 11. But up front, Jason Goss now has the advantage. Looking to the inside. Oh, and contact dumps him.
Why?
That's not going to go well. Caution flag going to come out.
Well, I guess it was about the position, but that's going to bring in our good friend Paul Showtime Strickland and a little Raise energy drink. Paul, what did you think of that?
Yeah, that sure was something. Rewinding the tapes here.
Something.
It was something, all right. We'll take a look. We're actually going to take a look from the cockpit on the inside of the number 41 car as they head on down into the corner and see exactly what the deal was. So it looks like the 67 may have just come down just a skosh and two cars trying to find the same piece of real estate, not going to work. You can see the 41 of Jason Goss does a good job at getting that car back on track, but unfortunate event for him. There you can see the 67. Doesn't look like there's too much damage on that car either. So tough first race here for the 67 of Wade Craswell. Coming up on a little bit of trouble here in the second last chance qualifier race here as well.
Well, that really shakes everything up, Jesse, as we now sort out this madness. But it did definitely look and felt the 41 was the quicker machine. You know, he was sizing up quite a few different runs. You know, he didn't take your word of advice to kind of just lay in there, wait till the main event. But obviously the 41 looked a little bit quicker coming into that corner and really got into that back corner of the 67. But we're going to reset him here. Probably going to have about a 5 or 6 lap shootout. But that really changes the storyline for this last chance qualifier before we get to the final 75 lap feature here tonight for the TCM Oxford Series. Welcome back to 2021, Jesse.
And it's great to be here. Last year was a lot of struggles for a lot of people, but it's nice to unwind here with some super late model racing. Dual features here tonight in the Oxford Double-Double. We're going to get them lined up here in just a few moments. Ryan Twinham in the 8, the 109 of Campbell Delaney now to the outside, looking to rebound from a spin earlier and trying to make the show. And how about Chris Ewing? Haven't really talked much about the 25 here tonight, but the Parts for Trucks Chevrolet is almost into a transfer spot. He is at the moment, but he's almost into the main feature.
Yeah, and a big shake-up here with that caution as looks like we'll have five to go here. But Wade Craswell and Jason Goss, quite quick cars, are going to be coming up strong to the back here on this restart. So this possibly is not our last caution, but we are going to go back green. Ryan Twinham with the hammer here now with Delaney to the outside. He's trying to tuck in, but look at this, a little scrub crossover. Chris Ewing with the move, and oh, the 25 gets thrown to the outside. And
thrown indeed. Wow, what a move. Back end all jacked up.
I spoke too soon, Jesse. I kind of jinxed it that we were going to go back caution.
I kind of jinxed it as well. I said we hadn't talked about him too much, but with Paul Strickland at the controls here, Paul, let's take us through this. Oh, looks like just a heavy hit, like moved the 09 just a bit to try and move under him, and then they found each other once again off turn number 2. We'll try one more time here.
Yeah, these microphone things works a lot better when you turn them on. But you can see the 109 a little bit out of shape, and I think the big issue here was the connection issue. You saw the 109 car and the 25 kind of disappear just a little bit. When you're in the middle of getting loose like that, the cars disappear on your screen or on these drivers' screens. So it's kind of tough to guess where that driver is going to reappear, and I think that's what happens. They call it netcode here in the iRacing world.
I hear they don't like that on official iRacing streams. They don't like to hear the word netcode, but we'll talk about it here tonight. We saw that happen, so we'll chalk it up to that. And Wade Craswell now with Jason Goss, they may be back into a position to work their way into this feature.
Well, it's like we're flipping pancakes here in this last chance qualifier, as now we're going back with Craswell and Goss now in the picture as they are going to make up row number 2. But it's going to be Ryan Twinham with the hammer once again, and huge opportunity for Twinham as this was a bit of a wild LCQ. So Twinham and Delaney will start on the front row. There was no incident with they haven't given anything to Delaney for the contact with Ewing, so we'll see. If we're still under caution, this could get down to a green-white checkered here, Jess.
And I don't know if it was really anything intentional in that situation. I mean, Campbell tried to save it, and when it all came back together after a bad situation for both drivers, but Twinham now in the Rev Racing Development Chevrolet, looking to put the Xander Sign car into the feature. He's only going to have a couple laps to do it. Wade Craswell in the catbird seat now in third with Jason Goss. Is he going to be the driver to work the outside lane? Green flag this time off turn number 4, and we are racing once again.
It was wild to see Ewing try to throw it to the outside there on that restart. We are going to count him down, green, white, checkered, but Delaney now tucking in, looking for that position, but it's going to get hairy back there as Jason Goss got a lot of company back there. Cadence Frizzell is into the inside of the 41. We've got lots of exchange on the 41 is going to get dumped to the outside. He's going to be upset as he tags the 25. And but we are going to finish it here as your race winner, Ryan Twinham. The 8 machine takes it home to victory in the final LCQ. They are going to make it to the 75 lap main. Campbell Delaney, Wade Craswell, and Cadence Frizzell, your top 4. Jason Goss, probably not too excited about what transpired.
And from up here in the announcer's booth, I'm just not sure what was going on back there for 4th and 5th. There was a bit of a gap back there. Just, I think, racing a little too hard with a little too, or I guess, too little to show for it. So, unfortunately, they will not be making the show. It looks like, looks like Jason Goss in the back of this field. So, it's looking like he may end up in the show after all.
Well, maybe. Well, is Delaney in the show? No. Yeah.
Well, Campbell ended up stuck in there
yeah.
at the line. So yes, they'll be in the show. So
or Frizzell.
Mike, let's. Well, I don't see Cadence Frizzell there, but
they must have gave Frizzell the penalty.
Possibly, yes. We'll see afterwards what Tim has to say on that one, but. Well, let's take us through the field, looking to make it back-to-back. It's the front row of Richard Drake, Rational Richard Drake in the Laker 141, and Ashton Tucker in the White Lightning Auto Center. Matthew Barkhouse looking to have a great run in the 15, the Celtic Air Services, and Ryan Messer in the 4th spot.
And row number 3 in the inside, the 21 machine of Roger Down. He'll have Daddy Mac Keith McClellan in the Bud Light 30 machine to the outside. On the inside of row number 4, the 78 machine, the Islander, John Fitzpatrick. He's going to have the 13 machine of Dave Cassidy to the outside.
And as they come by the front stretch this time, if you're tuned in at home, have a virtual wave off, send these drivers off. We like to do that here in short track racing. But again, John Fitzpatrick, Dave Cassidy, as you said, Craig Tully in the 5, scheduled to be in position number 9. Don't see him out on the grid at the moment, but Cody Moorcraft. Chris and Travis Roma, that takes you to 12th at the moment. Lights out on the pace truck. Ladies and gentlemen, 75 laps the distance. Richard Drake and Ashton Tucker. Green flag in the air.
And this is one of my favorite parts of the night is we are going to get contact in row number 1. Keith McClellan is going to get collected. Quite a few cars, but with a big field here at Oxford, these initial starts are always a beauty. So we're going to bring in Paul Showtime Strickland in the Raise Energy Drink replay to kind of sort out this madness on lap number 1.
Big time madness kicking it off here for the second feature of the evening, giving it to you here on the Raise Energy Drink instant replay. And there was quite a few cars involved. We'll see if we can see where it started. You can see everybody's kind of lined up 2 by 2. You see the 13 kind of checks up just a little bit. Looks like the 30 may have been involved, definitely involved. Might have kind of kicked that off a little bit. We'll check it up one more time here. Take a little peek. And you can see, 3 wide, John Fitzpatrick down low in the 21, and just 3 cars going for the same piece of spot. You can't really physically do that, even in a game or a simulation, as it were. But luckily, no big hits back here. A little bit of fender damage. Nothing too crazy mechanical, so these guys are going to be able to continue on fighting.
Tough break for the Bud Light car. The 30 of Keith McClellan, not the way he wanted to start this feature, but it's Richard Drake and Ashton Tucker in row number 1. There's the 5 of Craig Tully. He was scheduled to start the race, but he's going to be a lap down at the moment. Just missing the call a little bit, so maybe he can work his way back to the lead lap and try to put on a show for the fan.
I think they're going to wave Tully around. Possibly he will get the lucky dog on this yellow flag. Still there behind the pace car, so just waiting, I believe, to get the wave around. But Rational Richard Drake, obviously composed, calm and composed after unbelievable interview with Richard. Big win, first win here in the TCM League Series. So some big points for himself here tonight. So maybe he can go back to back. He dominated race number 1 if you just tuning in. Rational Richard Drake, the Laker News 141, all 75 laps completed. He led, and there goes Craig Tully. He will get the wave around for the lucky dog. He will make his way back to the lead lap. But we're going to get a reset. We had the caution in turn number 1 on lap number 1, but that's going to take us up to lap number 7 on this restart. Lights are out, pace car is out. Richard Drake will get the hammer, and Ashton Tucker to the outside. Let's see, Jesse, if they can get it going here on lap number 6.
Looking better through turns 1 and 2 this time. The one of Ryan Messer now battling with Chris Roma in the 83. Roma going to pick up a spot, and here comes Dave Cassidy in the Corey Heim colors. The Mike's Bar and Grill number 13 ducks into line. He is position number 6 at the moment. Caution flag back out at Oxford.
And it looks like John Fitzpatrick is now checked into pit road, so it could be the 78 machine. But we're going to bring in Paul Strickland Jr. from Ray's Energy Drink. This is your replay.
Yeah, it looks like the 78 of John Fitzpatrick may very well have been involved here, or at least got a front row seat for it. We'll pull it up in the blimp view so you can get a glimpse of the whole track here at Oxford Plains. We're gonna focus on the 78 car because we definitely saw there's where you got the front row seat. The 17 was around, the 38, the 41. They all kind of play a little bit of bumper cars, but again, nothing big, nothing huge, no big hits or anything like that. But it looks like the 78 may very well come down pit road and work on that car, bang some of the virtual sheet metal out, and get that thing straightened back out.
It looks like the 78 kind of just used pit road as a safety buffer, but a bit of a wild ride there, almost 3 wide there with Delaney. But another reset here. Not a lot of green flag laps here in the double feature, the final feature of the evening for TCM Oxford Series here at Oxford Plains. I'm Mike James from Eastbound International. If you're just tuning in, my good friend Jesse Thompson from Petty Raceway. Looking forward to a beautiful 2021, Jesse. Hopefully get back to trackside. I know you had a fabulous season in 2020 as a lot of the other tracks kind of stayed a little low. We did get a few races. We got 3 races at the tail there with limited capacities, but all of us looking forward to 21 and getting back to the real tarmac.
And we're all going to look forward to this event. That's all we can do. 2020 is behind us. We can all look forward. We're going to enjoy some racing here in the off season virtually, but it's going to be great when teams start rolling into the racetrack, unloading cars. It's going to be a good sight.
And big shout out to our ball participant. It was great to see some Canadian action at the Snowball Derby.
Yes, absolutely. The Snowball Derby, a prestigious event. The teams work real hard all season to try and get towards the front of the field and try to make the show. Really, we had some great competition from the Butcher Racing team, but right here, right now, we are going back green. Drake rather, in the 141. Ashton Tucker in the 2. Tucker can't quite make the outside work. He's going to duck down to the inside now.
Yeah, finally getting into a stretch here, but Chris Roma hanging out to dry to the outside with Ryan Messer. That is going to be a no-no as Chris Roma tries to tuck back in, but he's going to get into the front bumper of the 13 machine of Dave Cassidy. Always a dangerous situation being on the outside, trying to get back in, but now he's going to have the 80 machine of Cody Moorcraft, and Moorcraft will shut the door on the 83. The 83 still hanging out, but he's got Suggs and Keith McClellan coming up. He does manage to get to the bottom, but now we got Suggs to the outside in the 33 machine.
And how about Keith McClellan, a man on a mission here tonight, back up to ninth in the Bud Light number 30. And McClellan not going to give up easy. He is going to work his way to the back bumper of Chris Roma in the 83 car. 17 laps, 18 laps now complete in this 75 lapper.
And we're going to check in on the 78 machine of John Fitzpatrick, which basically finds himself 3/4 of the way back in the pack. He's going to be a front runner now. He picks up another spot. He's got Campbell Delaney in the 9 machine. Look at that, the 109 all the way to the outside here. And that's going to be a bit of a wild ride as the 23 machine of Joey Stiers shuts the door, and Delaney now is going to lose quite a few spots as Stiers, Ted Woolridge, and Daniel Vitch now trying to come up on the inside.
And they've got to settle that really quickly because leaders are going to be coming here at Oxford Lane Speedway, and they're going to come in a hurry. And the 141 there, your leader, Richard Drake, in the Kinetic Auto number 141. He is trying to break himself free of Ashton Tucker. Matthew Barkhouse there as well in the 15 car.
Not sure what is on the go with the 141 tonight. Been perfect, leading both double features now, and he's led 97 laps here tonight on opening up the 2021 season. But Matthew Barkhouse now making a move on the 2 machine of Ashton Tucker. Barkhouse been one to watch throughout this evening. Did not qualify in race number 1. Had to make it into the LCQ, and now a man on a mission looking for a target, and that is the 141 machine of Rational Richard Drake. But look who's coming. Ryan Messer now taking the P3 away from Ashton Tucker. Big battle up in the front as Travis Roma also tries to tag along in P5.
And Ashton Tucker finding himself as far back as he has tonight in 4th. It has been a great night for the 2 car, but he's looking at the back bumper of a fellow 250 winner, Speedway 660, Ryan Messer, a driver with championships of his own in Bandoleros Sportsman Modifieds, and lots of great running in the Super Late Model Pro Stock division. But tonight he wants to close in, and he's doing so with the 15 of Matthew Barkhouse. They have closed into about a car length on the 141.
Now, earlier on in race number 1, we had halfway winner recipient, which was Richard Drake. The Highway 311 market coming up at lap number 38. So 10 laps to go to the halfway point, as Rational Richard will have a bit of pressure here. He's had lots of real estate throughout the evening, a lot of clean air, but right now a bit of pressure as Barkhouse and his team go to work with the spotters, closing the gap on the 141. And Ryan Messer doing a little bit of a slide job there, trying to stay within reach of the 15 of Barkhouse.
Barkhouse now putting pressure on the 141. The question is, what does Richard Drake do in the 141? Does he try to hold his own and allow Barkhouse to be a little aggressive, or does he kind of figure out if he's going to let him go for a bit, let him lead a couple laps and work back in behind him? But Drake going to try and hold on to the spot now.
Well, here at Oxford Plains, Rational Richard Drake has to hold the bottom here. Has to maintain composure here because at 15 has the opportunity. It's going to be a tough one to try to track down the 15 here tonight. Very fast car. We've had some unfortunate events for the 15. Had to work from all the way to the back of the field. Now, first time this evening, will be in a position to strike for the lead. But Ryan Messer missed the first race. He is all over the back bumper of 15. Messer could upset the balance of power.
And for Matthew Barkhouse, he is clearly quick. Does he bother trying to work the outside now? They've got enough space between themselves and Ashton Tucker. Can they afford to try the outside? The last thing you want to do is get a little too aggressive and possibly move Drake out of the way and cause a spin, cause yourself to go to the back. And we're almost at the halfway point. The Highway 311 North River Market Halfway Award Gonna go to one of the Nova Scotia drivers, but Ryan Messer there as well in the 1 car.
Lap traffic coming up for Richard Drake. This could come as an advantage, or it could play a factor for Barkhouse. But as we come around for lap 38, will Richard Drake take home the extra cash for back-to-back here tonight? But Barkhouse all over the back bumper, almost underneath, almost lifting the 141. Looking for anything right now to kind of upset the balance of the back of that 141. Barkhouse looking for any kind of tip here as he gets through. But it will go to Highway 311 North River Market. Extra cash is going to go for the 141 of Rational Richard Drake. He's going to take it back to back. But lap traffic, Jesse, this is going to get where it's wild. We are halfway through, and what a battle we have for the top 3. Messer, Barkhouse, and Drake.
And in super late models, you really don't worry about engine temps too much, but if you're tucked in behind somebody in traffic like this, like the 15 is, you gotta kind of look at the gauges and see what's gonna happen. Oh, a little bit of contact. Drake gonna save it. Save of the year. We're only 9 or 10 days into this one. Oh, and there's contact now. Oh,
still hanging on.
Ryan Messer going to work his way by. They're going to get into each other. And Ashton Tucker, an innocent bystander in that one. Caution going to come out, and race control going to have a field day with that.
I don't know how they're going to score that one, but the lucky recipient of that caution is Ryan Messer. But we're going to see a replay here thanks to our friends at Raise Energy. It's going to bring in our good bud, Paul Strickland Jr. Showtime. Take us back.
Hard racing here at Oxford Plains. Taking a look at it right now, and we can really look at, you can see the 15 gets into the back of the 141, gets into him again, and the 141 just doing his best to keep turning left till he gets to the back quarter panel of the 15 and gives him a little bit of a shot there. They saw Ashton Tucker. Yeah, Ashton Tucker, another innocent bystander in this wreck, so may very well see these guys get kicked to the back of the pack as Ryan Messer gets around. He's currently the leader here at the racetrack.
Well,
it's a tough break for the drivers, Mike. We didn't see those kind of moves in the first race, but I think some of these guys are a little anxious to capitalize on some of the bad nights they've had so far.
We need to talk about Richard Drake's dirt track skills.
That was, I couldn't hold on to that. I don't know how he did it. I would have had it up over the flag stand. I don't know how he did it.
He held it for an extra 20 seconds.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I don't think Matthew Barca's too excited as he's going to check down pit road. He's going to take advantage, possibly pick up a couple of tires here. As he's going to start scratch to the rear here. He has checked into pit road. He is grabbing some slicks here. He knows with 29 laps to go here, he's going to have to be on the hammer with some fresh rubber. Could possibly make it up through the fields. Very difficult here at Oxford Plains, the one group track, as some people will call it. But a lot of rubber on the track now. We're starting to see the midline kind of develop here on lap 47. Like I said, this is quite a few laps here at Oxford here tonight with the double feature.
And you talk about it's a little hard to work your way back up through the field, but look at the guy in fourth and who was involved in the first caution, Keith McClellan, now knocking on the door of a podium. If he can hold his own and get the line, and if everything just falls in place the way it should, we could see that Bud Light car in victory lane here tonight.
Very surprised Richard Drake did not grab a set of tires, but he will pick up a few spots on Matthew Barkas. Richard Drake now in the top 20, starting in P20, Barkhouse in P24. Ryan Twittem heading down pit road as well, but lights are out, we're going back racing. It's all Ryan Messer to the front. Opportunity, Chris Roma, but he's got to tuck in. And Brett Suggs is to the bottom, and he's going to take full advantage as Suggs comes up to the bottom, and he will take over P2 Could it be a night for Brett Suggs? But we are going to see caution here, Jesse, as did not see it on my screen, which is gonna have to bring in our good bud.
Yeah, just looking back a little bit in the scoring, looks like Derek Gates possibly was involved in that one. I see his name quickly moving to the back of the field. But we'll check with Paul Strickland Jr. with the Race Energy replays and see if we can find out exactly what happened.
Yeah, just sifting through the tapes here for the Raise Energy replay, instant replay here. You can see we're going to take a look from the blimp view. You can see a couple of cars coming into play here. The right here at the bottom of your screen, it's looked like 6 race cars trying to get into 6 spots at the same time. You can see, we'll change the view on that. There you can see some contact from the 29 to the 024. Tully backs up, gets into the 141, and just tangliness all over the place. Lots of cars getting into each other. A lot of cars taking up a lot of real estate here at the racetrack.
I really love how this word tangly is starting to take off here at Vidane TV. We even got Jesse saying that word here tonight, but just so you're for your
I'm
notes.
going to start saying it public now, and I'm probably going to get in trouble. So.
Well, just so you know, it was my engineering pub crawl team. We were called the Shitface and Tangly.
All right. You learn a new thing every night.
I just cursed, Paul. I'm sorry.
Well, that's $5 out of your paycheck. Anyway, under caution here at Oxford Plains Speedway, and man, Ryan Messer in the catbird seat now. He's probably going to have about 17 laps or so in a shootout here towards the end of this one. Brett Suggs up near the front now. Chris Roma, Keith McClellan, Dave Cassidy, Cody Moorcroft, your top 3 rows. Mike, I don't know if you're sitting down or standing up, but hold on to something because this is going to get wild.
Well, I'm definitely sitting down.
Are you on the edge of your seat, though?
No.
Okay.
I'm just messing with you. But it is Messer. Pace Truck did exit, and Messer took full advantage. Great jump there, but Brett Suggs now sliding to the bottom, taking over P2. But lots of side-by-side battles here. Hopefully they can stick it together here and trying to stay green here as almost 3 wide in some of those positions as some of the gaps are starting to open up and some windows for some of these guys. But a lot of drivers now hanging out to dry and losing. One of them, I believe, Jason Goss, trying to tuck in here as Goss now in position number 8.
Goss with a good rebound in the 41, but he's stuck to the outside groove. Nick Potier to his inside. Out front, it's all Ryan Messer, the top 3 trying to break away. Brett Suggs there as well in the 33. Caution flag going to come out one more time.
There is no replay on that because we lost Paul. He's gone to the fridge. Oh,
and the pace truck almost flips over, so that's a thing that happens, I guess. Very excited to get back out on track for the pace truck driver.
Ski jump.
Yes, like hit a hot dog wrapper. That was it.
Wonder what the track food is like here at Oxford Plains.
I don't. It's been a long time since I've been to the actual Oxford Plains. It's probably 20 so I don't quite remember.
Maybe they can send some onion rings to the tower.
Maybe they should. Yes. You know, Tim is probably somewhere around here. Can Tim find us some onion?
Tim loves onion rings.
He does.
We are going to go down to our final couple of laps here, Jess. 14 to go. We talked about Messer before we went into race number 2. You know, he's always, guys. We talked about paint colors earlier on. Is the one car kind of almost like Ty Majeski's Super Late is what it looks to me.
It is. If you know anything about Ryan Messer outside of iRacing, he loves the color orange. That team holds on to orange. The fans call him Big Orange, and his grandparents and his family always at the racetrack in their orange shirts. you could see them a couple of miles away if you were at the track, but he's looking to put the car in victory lane tonight. Dana's Collision Center, CSM on board car number 1 for the Harvey driver. Tonight could be Ryan Messer's night in car number 1.
Suggs will start on the outside here with probably 13 to go here, as I believe lights are now going to come up, but they are still single file, so lights are back on again until they double them up here. But Suggs will start on the outside, so he's going to have to time this almost near perfect. Now, Suggs, a veteran of iRacing for North Carolina, has got a few championship belts under his resume, so we'll see what he does here on this start here. I got a funny feeling he's going to try to time it, but if Chris Roma has anything to do with it, he's going to try to shut the door and let Suggs hang out to dry. But we'll see here as lights are out. They are doubling them up. Jess, take us home.
On the hammer, green flag in the air. Messer with a good jump, and Suggs now going to jump to the inside, side by side for the final podium spot. Roma now clears the 13 to Dave Cassidy and Keith McClellan, your top 5, but he's going to lose that 5th spot. Suggs now looking to work in the back bumper of the one of Ryan Messer.
10 to go here, but something about a lot here is Dave Cassidy as he finds his way into top 4. We got a car out in La La Land picking up a double-double out there. We are still staying green. As
looks like the 67 car of Wade Craswell. So Wade has not had a good night here tonight at Oxford Plains. They're going to go back to the setup book here in the coming days, but just a couple laps to go. Going to be 8 laps to go now, and Suggs all over Ryan Messer.
This is going to be a wild completion here, but it looks like the 41 machine may have been caution, as the 41 machine could go down a lap here. Jason Goss trying to caution, but losing quite a bit of real estate as he was in the top 10. A P8 now finds himself all the way to the tail, but with the final laps here, the show is the front row. The one of Ryan Messer has Brett Suggs, the North Carolina native, the champ with plenty of resume space. Will Suggs take over huge points and possibly the lead here in the TCM Oxford Plains Series?
And you talk about championships, Ryan Messer, a championship winner in Bandoleros in his rookie year, the Atlantic Modified Tour here in Atlantic, Canada. He was a champion at that in his rookie year. Sportsman competition, he was a winner in that, a 250 winner at Speedway 660. Tonight, he wants to go to victory lane in the double-double. It's a 1-2 battle out front. And with 4 laps to go, Suggs going to have to be careful. He's going to have to time his move perfectly.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Suggs, if it's too early, it could open the door for Messer to return. But this could be a play where Chris Roma, our P3, kind of playing the safe factor, watching it unfold in front of him. We have lap traffic coming up, 3 to go here. Messer still in control. Suggs kind of gets the inside lip and loses a little bit of momentum and really allows Ryan Messer to pick up 0.3 of a second.
Popsicle sticks in the air that time for Ryan Messer. 2 to go, and this time he will see the white flag. We'll take you home, folks. White flag in the air for Ryan Messer. He's got a car length now on Brett Suggs, the Harvey driver. Looking to put Dana's Collision Center in victory lane. Checkers in the air off turn number 4. Messer going to go to victory lane. Suggs going to hold on for second. Chris Roma rounding out the top 3.
Yeah, that was tight until Suggs kind of touched off that lip there on the inside and really lost that 0.2 of a second. But big, huge win for Ryan Messer. We thought he was going to be a factor here right before qualifying, and sure enough, he is. Victorious for the one machine of Ryan Messer. That's going to take us to the end here. The double-double, 2 features here tonight. Race winner number 1 was our Rational Richard Drake in the 141, and unfortunately for him, handled a little bit of a battle with Matthew Barkhouse, bring him to the tail, but opened the door Ryan Messer taking race number 2. But we're going to have a bit of a chat here now shortly. We have Ryan Messer in the booth with us right now. Jess, you want to have a few words with Ryan?
Absolutely. Ryan Messer here in the booth with us in a dominating victory in the last stint of this one. Ryan, take us through the pressure that Brett was putting on you there in the couple laps. Looks like technical issues maybe for Ryan Messer, just trying to catch word with him. Ryan, you got us here in the booth?
We'll try to get Ryan's technical difficulties fixed here in just a moment, but I believe we have Brett Suggs in here who finished second this evening in that one. Jesse, you want to grab a quick word with the driver from North Carolina?
Absolutely. Brett Suggs, great run there in the end, really put pressure on Ryan Messer slideways across the line. Talk about that race here tonight, Brett.
Well, I downed a nice speed energy right before the race, and I knew I was ready to make a hard charge from deep in the field up to hopefully a top 5 is what I was looking for, but just too little too late. I think I burnt my stuff up probably too soon, and once I was on his tail, I was like, I might be able to give him a little shot. Not enough to move him or anything, enough at least, but he was good, man. He was hitting his marks. I nailed the curve, and after that, with about 2 laps to go, I was pretty much a wrap on that. So good win for him. Wish we could have got a victory. We need one, but second's not too bad.
And we saw there that once you hit the curb there, it's just kind of riding second. Just well, as we saw earlier, the leaders got together, and I'm sure you didn't want to kind of recreate that.
No, definitely. I mean, when they piled up, that was a good opportunity for Chris and I of RBR to kind of make our way up through the field and at least have a shot, because if this thing would have ran green, man, we probably would have been outside the top 5 with how it was looking. But for them to get together, it gave us the opportunity to showcase, the speed that we've been bringing each and every week. And we're getting close, to have RBR inside the top 3. It's a good day for us, but we're still chasing that victory, man, trying to get it.
It looks like Jesse's microphone might have a small issue. Brett, who do you got in this race car? I know you get a bunch of folks that are watching your stream. Who'd you like to thank?
Yeah, shout out to everybody tuning into the stream. We had some guys that were actually in the race, and we were talking back and forth in the chat, so that was pretty cool. Also, you, Tim, for putting on this series. It's been a blast, these races we've been going each and every week through. But also the IRL sponsors. We got the Custom Matco on the hood of this hot rod, Lake Norman Power Cleaning, Speed Energy, Brett Suggs Racing Marketing, everybody back at the shop that puts these setups together. Also, big shout out to Riley Duncan. This is the same setup I ran, well, a couple races ago that he sent over to me, and it's showing that it's pretty good. Just need to work on the qualifying speed, and we'll have it.
Congratulations on another podium finish. That's Brett Suggs, second place. Mike James with our winner, Ryan Messer.
Hey, Ryan, you got a copy?
Yep, got you now.
Hey, Ryan, what a show, man. You missed race. You had a few other things on the go tonight, but we knew when we seen Ryan Messer show up on the screen that you'd be a contender tonight, and you land right into the top here tonight. Take us through tonight and what unfolded in front of you.
Yeah, it was a pretty wild race. Got a good green flag run right in the middle of it, but got off work late and missed the first one, but walked in the door and my girlfriend said, sign in, you got a race. Like, all right, well, jump on and just use the setup from a week ago or more, and didn't really change much, but seemed to be good enough tonight to get the win.
Very consistent. Always a pleasure to see you in the TCM events. You know how to wheel it around here, especially here at Oxford. Take us through, that inside line. Very difficult with the curb. Not a big two-way track here. A lot of pressure there for Brett Suggs at the end. Suggs kind of touched off the inside curb. Any battle with the inside here at Oxford?
Yeah, you definitely fight the battle of if you hit the curb, it can really screw you up and it can open up a hole for the bottom. And if you get stuck on the top, you can get in a lot of trouble there too. So to win races and to run consistent lap after lap, you have to be perfect at this place, which can be very difficult sometimes.
You had a beautiful move there as our leaders, Matthew Barkhouse and Rational Richard Drake, kind of got tangled up with each other. You kind of escaped that almost beautifully to the top side. You watched that battle unfold. Did you have a spotter with you tonight?
No, I just was using the mirror, and that was the same move I pulled in the All Star Showcase, and that turned out good for me. So I kind of didn't really think twice about it. Just shot it to the outside and made it stick.
Unbelievable. Ryan, I'm really looking forward to seeing you in 2021. Who do you got? Anybody on the car here tonight that you want to give thanks to for the big win?
Now I gotta thank my real world sponsors, I guess, the Waterfront Pub and Eatery and Dana's Collision Center. Uh, I also gotta thank my other sponsors, Watson's Home Hardware, Thunder and Lightning Motorsports, MC Hammer, Castrol Racing, Speedy Auto Services, the Cabin Restaurant, Excel Manufacturing. They're all big helps in my real world racing, so I just want to give them a shout out as well. And Tim for putting this racing series on. It's been a lot of fun. I think there's going to be a lot of fun races coming up.
Excellent. Now you got the big win under your belt, so hopefully now you can keep collecting them and chase a championship here. Bit of a shake-up in the point system here, so we'll see how it all falls out in the coming week. But looking forward to seeing you back in the saddle again. Congratulations from all of us, Ryan Messer. You definitely put on a show, and it was great to get the pick there when you entered. So taking it home here tonight. Once again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow, Tim.
Yeah, we're going to get a quick word with Chris Roma. I hear the Vidane music playing in the background, but I want to catch up with this guy because he finished third on both races tonight. Chris, what was the difference tonight to put you up on the podium?
I don't know. I took a pretty long break there over Christmas. I just jumped in and knocked the dust off. It worked out okay, I guess.
With Oxford, with everything changing with the weather and everything happening up front, it almost seemed like a revolving door for a while in a couple of those features. What did you have to do to guide this thing away from everything and keep it in one piece?
I qualified well for the first one. I got some good breaks there, but the second one, I was a little ways back, but the guys got mixed up in the front, and I drove through a few holes and tried to keep that inside lane and make it count.
As Brett mentioned in his interview, trying to get these RBR cars up in the top three, how cool is it to have your car on the podium for two races and to have Brett up here for the second one?
Yeah, Brett ran a great race, and it's good to get up front. I've had a good car the whole series, just not qualifying where I need to be and trying not to turn anybody.
Well, Paul said he killed the music, so I think we got a couple of more minutes, but I want to give you an opportunity to thank your sponsors, anybody that's watching out there tonight. I know you got a big fan base. Who'd you like to thank?
At the Royal Bolts, you can download their music anywhere you download your music. They're a great band, and just all the RBR guys. I got to thank you, Tim, for giving us a place to race, and Vidane for putting the show on for everybody.
Now, I heard some rumblings that there might be an RBR series starting up in the winter as well. Can you give us any details on that? Because I know there's the fans of Vidane love that RBR series.
Yeah, there's another one firing up. I really don't know much about it, even though our name's on it. Craig Tully is the guy holding the reins for that. So it is firing up. I couldn't even tell you the date now.
Well, I'm sure we'll see the 83 up in front of that as well. Congratulations. We'll see you next Wednesday night.
Thanks, Tim.
That's our third place finisher, Chris Roma. Two podium finishes here this evening. Great run by the 83. We'll go quickly. Final thoughts. Jesse Thompson, your first race here with the TCM Weekly Show. What'd you think?
Your drivers and your staff know how to put on an excellent show. It's incredible to see hard racing, and when something happens, it's solved quickly, and everyone's back racing, and it's a little give and take, but I'm very impressed with what I've seen.
Mike James, it got a little tangly at times, but we made it through 150 feature laps at Oxford. What do you think?
You know what? It's a great way to start 2021. I know you were messaging me quite often throughout the Christmas, and I was kind of a little bit silent. I was kind of in lull mode, but great to be back in the saddle again with you guys, and looking forward to a great season ahead of us, and what 21 is going to bring to us on the real tarmac. So, overall, you know, Rational Richard Drake really blew me away. To hear the excitement in his voice just really takes it home, you know, for all of us fans out here. You know, Jesse, myself, you know, we're all fans at heart. So to see Rational Richard take his first win, that was pretty awesome here tonight. So we look forward to get back at it. And other than that, that's a wrap for me. Awesome night there, boys.
Yeah, the next time we're going to get back at it here on Vidane TV is going to be on Sunday with the Jim Hallahan 333 qualifying ongoing. One more session to come tomorrow. I believe we're at 55 drivers after tonight that have qualified for that thing. But we are busy here on Vidane TV. Obviously, next week we've got 2 races. What Mike doesn't know is we are bringing back Mike on the Rock next Tuesday night. So the Rockingham ARCA cars Tuesday night, and then Wednesday we'll be racing with the weekly series. Vidane Super Speedway Series coming up on Saturday. Friday night is the NY Sports Show at Stafford. Oxford, if you like Oxford, Neps is here tomorrow night. I know Brett Roy and the boys had happy hour tonight here testing out. Paul, what am I missing?
Well, you pretty much nailed everything on the head. The only other thing that you're seeing there, we got Neps here tomorrow night for the Angry Tree Guy 100 at Oxford. You did say that because there was the Oxford pun in there. Absolutely, I was paying attention. I really was. And actually, right now, I'm gonna go switch over to the phone, kick back in the recliner here because Rowdy Wesley Hogue and Kyle Young are over on the Vidane TV Facebook page calling the Showtime Cup Series at Phoenix. So if you're still looking for to scratch that racing itch, head over to the Vidane TV Facebook page. Those boys are live right now putting on a show because it's showtime. And that's going to do it here for us on the Tim's Corner Motorsports page. We'll catch you guys on the flip side.